I don't think so.
I mean, I guess I could try and meditate again.
Alone in your room for hours at a time.
At this point, they
That's the
believe what
one.
they're going to believe. So,
Okay.
what
Okay.
do I roll for this? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm just thinking out loud.
What was your question, Angel?
What do I roll for this? I
It
don't even
isn't
remember what.
a roll per se. It's more of a you're essentially renewing your subscription of the minor boon you have. Which was, in the minor boon was that your force rating was treated as one higher until you generate a conflict, so you're just kind of maintaining that.
Okay.
Murder, what the hell are you talking about, Murder?
Per se.
Oh.
Don't give him more. What's wrong with you?
He already used per se. I think the only time he's gonna bring up per se is when he's mocking me.
This is true.
Which is always.
I'll have you know I'm a very kind and considerate person.
No, he's busted out the emoji.
The one patented Patmore emoji.
It's the only one I use because I feel that it gets me.
It understands you.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna move you guys most of the way to the OSIS just to remind. Nope, that's the wrong button. Just to remind you.
Real quick.
Oh yeah.
We don't have like Star Wars internet on the during hyperspace travel, right? We don't get that.
That is one of the most complicated questions you could ask me because the answer is whoever the author is decides that. But
well,
so the compromise I have is when you're on world or when you're at a hyperspace buoy, you do, but when you're in jump, you don't.
Okay. Could I make like a few checks to search for stuff?
Yeah.
On the internet.
I hope you've paid for your Avast.
No, don't worry. He's got his VPN that puts him somewhere near fucking Corsica.
No, I'm on Coruscant this entire time, bro.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Murder's
I just
been
want
on Coruscant.
to clarify for the viewers, you know, we don't publicly support any VPN that isn't NordVPN.
So if I want to do it without just like attracting like any potential attention or whatever, that's a computer's check then?
It depends what you're looking at, right? Like if you're looking up like the technical manual of a toaster, I don't care. But if you're
diagram PDF,
if you're looking up like schematics for a Star Destroyer, which might be on the internet somewhere, then I'd be like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
What I'd be trying to like on any like hyperlane stop thingy, I'd just be trying to get like any of the local like this is slightly illegal, but you're gonna let me roll with it. Like camera footage to look for like the parts I'm looking for to identify them on site.
Okay.
Because it'd be wider spanning areas and I wouldn't need to go outside.
So what you want is you want to collect public video feeds, essentially, and watch through them.
More or less.
I don't think anyone in Star Wars has ever attempted to do this. That is not me persuading you not to do
that one.
This is just a good job for thinking outside of the galaxy.
Thanks. I think I'm just making more work for you. Like, thank you.
I would say that there are two parts of this check.
Okay.
There is the data access and collection check, in which it's like you getting to the sites you need to get to and you grabbing the video feeds you want to grab. And the other part would be the, hey, can I do this subtly?
Right.
So I think the first one might be I think one of the checks might be a skullduggery check.
So, okay. So another outside of the box check. If not, I'm just going to Kat, who's the skullduggery expert, I think.
Yep.
Could I also use computers to like make myself a few like one-time a few quick like fake IDs essentially to be like, oh, I'm maintenance. Let me in your fucking, let me in your computer room, and then I get in there, I get the footage, and I just leave, and I'm never seen again.
So what you want to do is, like, let's say hypothetically you want the camera footage of Space Potatoes Delivery Company. So you want to you want to get yourself an ID for the Space Potatoes Delivery Company that says maintenance. And then you can print it out on your printer, and then go in there and collect it. Is that a summary of what you're trying to do?
More or less, just to like speed up the process.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is there's 2 skullduggery checks, a forgery check, which is probably I'll probably just say is one of the 2 skullduggery checks, and a computers check.
So there's 3 skullduggery checks?
No, two skullduggery. One for the ID stuff, one for the hiding your signature thing, and then 1 computers check for collecting data. Or data, depending on what side of the pond you're on.
Like I could not be actually worse at skullduggery actually. So I'm just probably gonna need to tag team this with Benya.
So I will ask then. Could you, as M3, broach this subject with Ben?
Yeah. Benya, you get a text on your comm asking to meet you in maintenance.
Okay.
With like a please and thank you at the end, and like a dear Benya in the front.
Oh, so like a Callista note. Okay.
And it's somehow in like a different font.
Okay. Ben will respond with the letter K and then start going to maintenance.
Just a single K, Kat, not 2?
Yep.
K with a period and lowercase, or just like what variant of K?
Lowercase K, no punctuation.
Okay, M3 will spend the entire time stressing over what that means.
I figured.
He was going to stress over it regardless of the punctuation involved. Let's be real
I don't
here.
know. If she wrote a 12-paragraph reply that explicitly explained what she thought about it and what she was about to do, I think it'd be cool.
If her next 5 actions were written out there, yeah.
Just confuse him by just typing K, be there in 2 minutes, but spell out 2. And then it's like, well, why did you...
It's like, oh, what psychological warfare is this?
Yeah. It's 2 letters to type okay, and it's 3 to...
Write something out in binary, but then just throw a random 2 in the center.
So, aside from the psychological warfare, Ben will head down to maintenance.
Okay. I mean, I'm going through his inventory real quick. For reasons.
Also known as his wardrobe.
He doesn't
You're
own
gonna ambush
clothes.
me?
Yeah, it's a closet, right? You know, like you have a maintenance closet in which you keep all your stuff, also known as the inventory.
Okay,
It's
so
8 mops in the maintenance closet.
okay, so as Benya comes in there, he'll hand her a mop.
Thanks.
Kat, do you want to roll an insight check on that?
Yeah, sure.
Murder.
Try and insight the mop.
What's your deception, by the way?
I'm not deceiving her.
Yeah,
by
I
giving
just
her
want
a
to see
mop.
how hard you are to read. Like, what would be your passive?
1 green, so 1 purple to roll
Okay.
against.
Kat,
Is it
feel
vigilance or
free to roll
perception?
a vigilance or perception check just to understand the meaning of the mop.
I understand the mop.
Yeah, you think,
Barely.
You think this is a like a peace offering?
Okay, Ben will accept the peace offering of mop and kind of like lean on it a bit, like, okay,
Right.
What's
now-
up? Did you spill something?
No. I need a teeny tiny little bit of illegal help. Slightly illegal. Barely even. They won't even notice.
Okay. I'm usually better at the illegal things people will notice, but I can adapt. What's going on?
Well, long story short, I'm looking for like a whole bunch of stuff. Robot parts.
Mhm.
And I don't really want to go outside that much. So what I was thinking is while we're going all over the place doing whatever jobs you guys want to do, I would just steal footage, like live camera footage from like nearby places to see if I could identify the parts I'm looking for on people, and then identify those people, and then maybe get in contact with them or track them down eventually.
Okay.
And I need you to like forge some ID, get me in there, get me into their like computer room, and then I'll steal all the stuff.
Okay. That's doable.
He hands you a second mop.
Kat, would you like to roll
I'm gonna be
inside on the
honest.
second mop?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna need at least one hand to do the forging. But yeah, no, I'll incite the second mop as well.
Yeah.
So, like I'm fairly certain it's a thank you mop, but you know, it could be anything.
You don't know. You just
She has a good feeling about it though.
like you think it's good, but you know this drawing is too hard to understand. You think it's very weird for a mop to be a peace giving, a peace offering, especially because like this mop is just slightly used compared to the other one.
No.
Look, Ben's not one to spiral on things, so she'll kind of be like, well, first mop was fine, second mop probably also fine. All right. She'll kind of like put both of them like in like pinched in her elbow. It's like, okay, do you want me to do it right now, or can I put the mops down? Because she's like reaching for the keyboard. Like,
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I'll just hold on to your mops that you own now, and you can do your thing. Sorry for making assumptions. You just seem to be the most. There's not a nice way to put this. I'm just not gonna say it.
I do the most illegal things, yes.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna
But
say it though.
That's okay. So many people have said so many worse things, so. And the crimes I commit are usually fun, so it's not really an issue. Anywho.
Benny,
So-
as you start work, in the foreground you see Crude walks past with two mops.
Okay, Ben nods. Things are clarifying now. This is a gesture of alliance
Yeah.
from M3.
He's king of the mops. That's his only exploit.
You
I'm
know,
gonna give a gift from my kingdom to yours.
jumping
He is a mop
upstairs, you
to
know,
his people.
there's a minor puddle, and Rand Falcor was just looking for a way to clean it up, but all the mops went missing.
It's like, well, that's Rand Falcor's problem for not allying with the mop kingdom
With the
down
mop king, yeah.
here. Yeah.
It's like, it's weird, you know, in all of the maintenance closets there were two mops. Now there aren't any. Like, has
We got
someone
4
been
maintenance
stealing
closets,
mops?
no mops.
But anyway,
Okay.
so on the
I'm skull digging.
yeah, your skullduggery. On the starting with the ID stuff, Murder, you pick the DC because essentially the more important the group you want an ID to, the higher the DC is. So, like for
I'm
example,
more-
if you wanted the ID to like, you know, the Empire's, secret research base's maintenance department, that's probably 6
Well, no,
raids.
I was thinking like every like fucking petrol station we come across where it's just like, I want in your security room, I'm the maintenance guy, whoop-de whoop-de, and I go in there and I steal their footage.
So if you want, like a maintenance card for like, the Shell fuel station, like all the Shells, or Caltex, or whatever fuel company translates to Americans. Kat, what's the most common fuel company like service station company you've seen?
Around here, probably Shell or Citgo.
Okay, so Shell translates, cool.
Yeah.
So, Murder, I would say that's a free purple check Cat has to make.
Like the only other thing that I think might be easier is if I just like hand picked a few like space diners that are on the way that would also be hangout spots.
If you want to try and get it for like Benny's, then that'd be 2.
And what if she tries just both?
Well, then they'll just be 2 different checks.
How about redundancies and you make 2 different checks, Cat?
Sure thing.
Okay, we'll start with Shell, or because we have to be copyright friendly here, we'll call it Clam.
Yep. Clam, the space gas company.
Yep. SpongeBob is just like the franchise is just eyeing you.
That's fair.
Yeah, okay.
We're
We're
you can
skirting
have
the line between 2 franchises.
You can have the blue dice, Cat, for a murder standing behind you, unless you feel that his presence is more anxiety than aid.
No, I feel like at least Ben has kind of adjusted to like the low level anxiety vibes that M3 puts out constantly as like a state of rest. I think we've all kind of adjusted to that.
Okay. Feel free to do your check then.
Okay. Boop. No.
Okay.
Shell is
so,
too difficult for me.
Clam, be careful.
Clam. Clam.
Okay.
Too
Now,
difficult.
trying for Benny's.
Better. She is, however, slightly embarrassed about the clam things.
Okay.
So that's the difficulty.
Well, so the strain murder is this will have a number of uses that Cat will GM roll to me. Cat, GM roll me 3d12. You don't know when it will be done. Cat will know and I will know, but she's not allowed to tell you.
Okay, cool.
Beans.
Well,
But it has somewhere between 3 uses and 36 uses.
Right, but like she's still like the one using it because there's another skullduggery check coming up.
Well,
That's true.
That is true, yeah.
So I'm fine with not knowing. I trust her.
So, Cat, this is the hey, we don't want to be found out. So the DC is only 2 purple, but there are some blacks on there because of their own security.
Would she either remove blacks or add like upgrades or something because she has ranks in indistinguishable?
I think the skill she needs here is Slicer.
You mean like for them not to notice a breach in the system? Okay, I'm following.
Yeah,
Not
like
to-
if she was going there in person, yes. But this is still on the computer.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Cat,
So
you may.
I'm still skullduging.
Yep.
Okay. Oh. That's
Nice.
a beefy one.
Those diners never stood a chance.
Nope.
For a moment, I was like, oh no, there's a despair there. I'm gonna have to work out how to use a despair in this context. So I'm like, hang on, that's a triumph. Problem resolved.
Wishful
No,
thinking,
space-
The
huh?
best roll that
Space
has
Benny's
ever been
does not-
rolled in this game.
Oh,
Space
okay.
Benny's does not have a fucking nemesis rating.
Okay, hang on.
Got food poisoning there once, and now they're my nemesis.
Okay, the short news matter is, you're like, the project that you think is going to take months or maybe years for you to accomplish just through watching data feeds, it says rewards after the first attempt.
Well, okay. That was frustratingly simple.
Okay. Well, I would argue it's more frustrating on my end. Something that's not
Oh no,
quite
I
ready
meant
has
for
to be ready.
M3 in character. That's frustratingly simple.
Okay.
Like he's just been meandering for a little while, but the first like diner, this Benya walks in like that. No, it's in there.
Okay. So, Murder, can I have a D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Can I have a D7 rolled?
I can't roll that to GM. I'm just gonna have to roll it in the open.
That's all right.
Why don't you just do GR
Yeah, that's a
/GR
7.
D7?
That's a 7.
It is a 7.
Okay, Murder. You see, there's a group of rough individuals that has one of the pieces you're looking for, specifically something that looks kind of arm-shaped.
He gets really excited and then immediately deflates, knowing that they're fucking super space bikers. And it's like, okay, gonna have to deal with that. That's great. That's
Now,
awesome.
either of you two can roll a underworld check to know who that group is.
I'll do it. This is pretty important.
It's either or, so like you guys can both do it, or one of
Oh.
you can do it, or.
I guess I won't do it.
I was gonna give you a blue dice because I've got 2 greens and jack shit else, but
It won't help there. I'd still fail.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
you roll.
no. Oh, beans.
No, Benia, not beans.
Oh, Ben knows things. Shockingly enough.
Yes, those would be members of the Pike Syndicate.
Oh, you motherfucker! you sudsy whore!
What is a sudsy whore?
I don't know. That's a new one.
I have never heard that before,
Well, I
and I
think
need
the
an
implication
explanation.
is it's like, a profession that some people seem as inappropriate, but someone who keeps themselves clean because of all the suds from bubbles.
Yeah.
Right.
Funny.
Is that close, Meta, or no?
Well, it could also be said as frothing whore, which I feel like is much harsher.
Oh, okay, that has slightly different implications than what I was thinking personally.
Yeah.
So, Murder, I guess with that in mind, do you want to share with the class why you're upset?
Like, okay, just for Emmy, really, because I think only Emmy wouldn't know that. It's because they're like a step down from like narratively from people that like, I don't actually want to use the Black Sun or the Huts. I'll use the Pike Syndicate. They're sort of a big deal.
So they're just under like the one that everybody knows about
Yeah.
in terms of influence and reach.
I would call them, and Murder's exactly right, it's like, in Star Wars, if you want the good guy to fight someone with a lightsaber, you'll be like, well, I don't want a Sith there. I'll say there's a Dark Jedi over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the, like, I want them to fight the Underworld, but I don't really want to use the Hutt or the Black Sun, so, there's a Pike over there.
They're pretty
Yay.
important and pretty influential still, though.
Yeah, if you ever saw the
Noted.
Solo movie, they're the bad guys in that. If you ever saw the Boba Fett series, they're kind of like the criminal group trying to fight him.
Cool.
I think they're also pretty important in the animated series, but I never saw that, so Moda, you'll have to clarify
are,
for
yeah.
me. Okay, cool.
I've never seen it either, man. What are you talking about?
So,
It's pretty good.
Yeah. But yeah, like,
I just don't like Star Wars in general. I'm just like, oh, do I want to watch Star Wars today? No.
they
No, I know, but to people who aren't murder, it's pretty good.
they're pretty powerful and or popular on Tatooine, Ryloth, and Kessel.
Question, like just
Yep.
to follow up, because Cat rolled fucking ridiculous. Carrying the arm, one of them wearing it. Where are we at?
Yeah,
on
one
that?
of them has it.
Any like active bounty on him, like through just like face identification?
I'm gonna need a perception check from either of you because the quality of the camera footage is nowhere good enough for you to be like, oh yeah, that's Jim the pirate.
I will try again, but I want Cat to also.
Okay.
Like, imagine
Nope.
1990s surveillance camera quality.
Also, nope.
Okay,
Yeah.
so in this sector, some member of the Pike Syndicate has it. Cool.
Yeah, but roll me a 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll me a D4 to essentially determine where on the run you're currently. Okay. Murder.
It's greens today, guys.
The gas station that they were seen at is one that's like. Hang on, that's a wrong tool. That was like right here. You guys are on the galaxy map, not the ship map, right?
Max.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, if you want to, Murder, you can try and go there.
No, because we're already here, and like today is like Osis Day. I will like put that in my back pocket.
Okay. You have back pockets?
Like ideally, in an ideal world, I would.
He kind of glued him on there.
Oh, like you've got like a normal droid butt, but on the outside of it, you've just you've glued denim pockets.
No, I have a Manny pack.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's way more interesting than I thought it was.
Okay. Can I take like a recording of generic Jim Bob the pirate whom we can't identify?
Yeah, you guys have the recording.
Okay, so the recording's saved. Cool.
Yeah. You could even GIF it and just have them walking in, ordering their food, and walking out. But you could like reverse it so it looks like they've walking with food, put it down, collected money, and left.
Yeah, they're doing the delivery.
Yeah, no, we'll send this as a reaction image in our group chat that we've now made.
Okay, so with that in mind, anything else you guys want to do before you arrive at Osis?
Probably just while we're at a beacon or at a Space Benny's. Can I space Google the next bounty just to get more information, like, on them too? Like, that can be something that you just DM me later and I add to my cat notes, but like, I do want to have Googled them at some point.
Bounties on the Pikes or just general bounties?
Just bounties.
Actually, well, with expanded knowledge, probably would look into Pike bounties in the system.
So...
And see if I can Cinderella this mystery man.
You would have to kind of go into a guild hub place, like the Wheel or any other place, to kind of pick up jobs like that. They don't make that publicly accessible information through the extranet.
That's fair enough. Okay.
What if we email them like and ask nicely?
What service provider do you use?
What was that?
Space Verizon?
Space Verizon. Like, you can wait. We'll see if it arrives. Okay, so... Murder, how good are you at astronavigation checks?
That's a skill I haven't looked at in a while.
Because there's about to be one rolled. I'm just saying who's better at it between you and the pilot.
I'm pretty sure the pilot, I only have 3 greens.
I also have 3 greens. We should hang out.
And
we should bond over our passing knowledge of space math.
Okay,
yeah.
the pilot has 2 yellows.
Ooh.
He should probably do it.
Yeah,
we could assist.
Yeah, this is kind of his job.
Well, I think I'm going to turn 1 5 purple check into a bunch of smaller checks, because I don't think 1 check is going to do it.
You bastard.
Am I wrong, though?
No, but you are a bastard.
So I will note, the way that this is framed is like, here's a 5 purple check. If you pass it, you arrive for no problem. If you fail it, you have then if you fail enough, there's a mishap. If you just fail it normally, it doesn't destroy you, it just drains the shit out of your ship. Not enough to be a problem unless like you have like a ship with like less than 10 strain points. Like a threshold of less than 10, but you guys should be fine. I think your ship has like 20 something.
Yeah, the ship's pretty good on that front.
So with that in mind, I will set up the check. I will go with the benefit of the doubt of like, hey, put your hand up if you're aiding him, and you have at least 3 intelligence or 1 rank in astronavigation.
Let's see here.
Okay, that's 1. Space Fortress Space Station is 2.
Yep.
I also feel that that's a very close copyright problem with Deep Space Nine, but I have to zoom into the image to be sure. Okay, I feel it's kind of close, but we'll let the lawyers work it out. Okay. Let's just throw a wild card in there. Hey, Crid, what's your astronavigation looking like?
Well, he's Crid, so he's probably wonderful at it, but can't communicate that.
Well, Crid has 3 intelligence. He can aid. He's not just a pretty face.
Of course he's not. He's a nuanced person who's lived a full life.
He's a fully realized character.
Okay, Ran is spending a light side
backstory.
point on this. Could someone press the use light side button?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Let's go, Rand. You can do it.
He's got it.
Son of a
He
bitch.
cannot.
He's
All
gonna
of
use
those
his
blue dice did exactly what blue dice do.
He's gonna use his once per
No.
day reroll on astronavigation checks.
Good
Yay.
Good job, Ran. Good job, Ran. You beefed it, then you recovered.
Well, no one knows he beefed it. Okay, that's a reroll feature.
It was like it flashed before his eyes that he was about to beef it. And it's like, let me put a
Like
3 there instead
he
of a 2.
does the like 47 paragraphs of calculations, and then he kind of like reviews it, and he's like, oh, that should be a 7 there.
Yeah.
Whoops.
We've all been there, bud.
Mm-hmm.
I think the funniest thing about how they try to justify hyperspace like calculations and Star Wars is there's an implication either Han Solo or Chewbacca is just really good at math.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
sure.
Like,
It's like, we know it's Chewie. We know it's Chewie.
well, it's like so Chewie is also the mechanic on the ship. It's like, so the person repairing the ship and doing all the wiring is the one that has like the like super unwieldy fingers and giant hands. And he's the most flammable
he's not
of the
letting
pair.
Han do that. So let's all think about what Han's scores must be if Chewie won't let him do it.
But then in episode 5, when they're actually repairing the Falcon, you've got like Han is inside the hull, like doing all the maintenance, or he's in the he's in the computer room doing the maintenance for Princess Leia. And every time you see Chewie doing any of the work, the only time you see Chewie doing the work is at the beginning when they're parked on Hoth, when Han's busy. So I think Chewie's just his +1 at that point in the movies. Anyway, so you guys will get through without getting stuck in the Chronon Drift, which is good because we don't want to have to talk about who's letting who to survive.
The what drift?
The Chronon Drift. It's not on the galaxy map. It's in the rulebook. But there's a okay. So for context, which I should be giving anyway. So there is a place called the Chronon Drift, which is a dense asteroid field that contains the debris of several star systems and is a nebula. And it's a dangerous hyperspace hazard, and OSIS is within this. Not in the center or anything, just with it in general. And the astronavigation check is working out how to get in there without hitting anything or having your ship strained to the shithouse by the ionized gases. And you've succeeded, so you guys won't have to like drift your way in after being strained or anything, or like get peeled off the side of a meteorite or anything like that. You guys are just fine. So thumbs up. No one's dead. But yeah, so if you're wondering why people don't go to OSIS that often, this is why. It's a Chronon Drift. It's also it's a deserty shithole no one wants to live at, but that's more or less relevant. Anyway, so after a few days of going through the Chronon Drift, you guys would arrive above OSIS. I will. I'm going to quickly take a screenshot of what OSIS looks like in the rulebook, so you guys can have like a visual reference for it.
Yeah, I just looked up a picture myself.
Okay, Star Wars. So this is what the friendly planet of OSIS looks like. It's uploading, but it is the nicest, friendliest looking planet. Things you need.
Evil face.
Well, so the thing you need to keep in mind is it's mostly deserts and canyons, and it's notorious for its awful lightning storms.
Okay.
But aside from that, it's great.
Real vacation home territory.
The in-book descriptor they have for lightning storms is the first word is vicious. I don't think I need to read any further than that.
Sounds great.
Yeah. And if it helps, when you're struck by lightning, it's only 10 strain and a free crit.
Oh, what a bargain.
So, with that in mind, the OSIS is not covered in starports. It's not covered in major cities. It does have cities because there is there's a native population here, but there isn't really a interstellar population here. So, what do you guys want to do to start with?
Sure. Siren, do you know where you even want to go here, or?
Do I know where I need to go here?
Well,
on the book?
you know that there was once a Jedi temple there.
Okay. Was there any description about where on Ossus it was?
Let me just quickly skim, and I'll see if I can give you a point of reference.
I'm sorry, I'm also eating my dinner, so...
What is it?
It's Kung Pao chicken.
Chicken again. That's free chickens. Emmy, what did you have for dinner?
Sandwich.
Was there chicken in
Was
it?
there? Yeah.
No, it's technically lunch for me. It's just a chickpea salad sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
sounds
Murder,
yummy.
when you had dinner several hours ago, was there chicken in it?
No.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so with Ossus, there was once a city near the Jedi Temple. You don't know if there still is. The most recent reference you have to the Jedi Temple is about 3,000 years ago.
Well, they don't usually move.
Joke's on
Can-
you. There's a
can,
Jedi Temple in I think it's Cannon, which is on the back of a giant island turtle.
Can,
Well, don't build on turtles.
Me.
Can we
Okay.
scan for it?
Okay. What are you specifically scanning for?
Large abandoned cities next to temples. Big
Okay.
temples.
Who
guess.
who is doing the computers check?
Um,
Not it.
I have 3 green. Does somebody have more than that?
2 yellow, 1 green.
I will help
Right.
him. Hey,
Okay.
M3, can I ask a huge favor? Can I ask a huge favor of you?
In his head, he's like, okay, Ben and Siren hang out a lot. I owe Ben a favor. I'm obliged. And then he'll nod.
Transitive property, yeah.
Transitive favor.
Now,
He'll
no,
do
I just want to
his
throw.
weird...
I
Okay,
just want
go
to
on.
throw it out there. Siren is not holding a mop.
She doesn't need a mop, I promise.
Okay, he'll nod in his weird droid way because his head is like a cylinder.
Okay. I will assist.
Okay. It's set up, Muddy. You can roll when you're ready.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. So on the abandoned settlement city front, dozens.
Okay, can I ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
Well, it's more like 3 questions.
Okay, you start, then I'll finish what I was saying.
Oh wait, there was more. Sorry.
No, go
gonna-
ahead, man.
I was just gonna ask how do Star Wars sensors work? Could I perhaps identify the temple based on if they pick up like the difference in material that they're made out of, and like cut down the list, and then that was it.
So, the way it works, and this is probably a writer by writer thing again, but the source that I'm most familiar with that explains it the best is the Thrawn trilogy, because they definitely explain it in one of their books. I think the X-Wing series also explains it pretty well, but essentially you can life signs are something you can scan for. When you can also, depending on how good your sensors are, you can determine what sort of life it is by the metric of like heart rate, size, mass. I think there's other metrics in there, but those are the big ones I remember. When it comes to material, you can scan for specific like elements. Your computer is not smart enough to look at 2 different structures and determine that they are different unless you give it criteria to distinguish them from. So if you say you want a round building and you give it 5 square buildings, 1 round building because you told it you wanted a round one, it will determine the round one's the one you're looking for. But unless you specify the criteria, the computer doesn't do any of that shit on its own.
Okay. And then was that all from the check? Like, there's dozens of abandoned structures.
Okay, so there are to finish what I was saying originally, there are dozens of abandoned structures. There are a lot of buildings that can be considered a temple. You do have to kind of narrow down what you mean by temple, like the geometry of the structure. And due to a lack of high use of technology on this world, your computer does struggle telling abandoned settlements apart from regular settlements, because there isn't a large amount of technical industry on this world.
Okay. You're done, right? I don't want to cut you off again.
I'm never done, Murder. As you said the other day, I just monologue. But yeah, I'm at a good comma. You continue.
Okay. So what I was thinking is, because Siren like knows a lot about this from like a historical aspect as well as like every other one, because she's the resident expert here. I was wondering if she could like make a check to like better describe what the temple would be made out of, and then I kind of just brute force the criteria of the structure into the system and have a check for it.
So
Because
I see
I'm
where-
also a computer.
I'm seeing where you're going. I think the issue you're going to run into is Jedi temples are generally built with whatever materials on planet. So there isn't like the Jedi temple don't have like a temple building kit in which they deliver to planets to build a temple. They just build everything on site. So it will be built of whatever's available on the planet. The only thing that might make it distinct is architecture.
Yeah.
Can I pull up a picture? Were there any drawings of the temple?
In
the book?
I don't think your book has pictures.
Oh,
Damn.
okay.
Well, I was also thinking. Sorry.
No,
on.
go ahead.
Well, no, I was also thinking like, if we could even check for something like that, like age of like the building blocks, because we could roughly estimate the era this thing was built in and like how long it's been here. There's a
How
word for that one.
how close? Actually, Murdo, if you could you open the ship sheet and tell me the range of the sensors? That will kind of give me a metric of how far you guys have to be to get detailed information.
Now, if only the ship sheet wasn't a meanie.
It's a meanie. Oh no.
Agreed, but yeah. I think that's the
Short range sensors.
Sure. You guys are gonna have to maybe get within atmosphere a few hundred, maybe only 100 or so kilometers off the deck, to get like good visual sensor scans. So if you want to start flying around atmosphere, that's possible. But alternatively, you guys could just find a city and ask.
That's kind of what I recommend. I think
Yeah.
we think about it a little hard.
Well, that's kind of what I do.
And no disrespect, the simple solution might just be like ask for directions.
There's a very important this is Ram. There's a very important proverb where I'm from. It's called KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
All right.
Mm.
I just read that the natives aren't necessarily friendly. Maybe not hostile, but not friendly.
That feels racist.
Same.
What? It's what the book
Not
said.
hostile, not friendly.
And I think it says more
For
about
like
it sounds like it might be an author problem.
Yeah, historically, people coming to places and writing about the native population, not great.
I mean, he could be right.
Not an unbiased descriptions. Either way, we're gonna have to land eventually. We're also probably gonna have to talk to the local government, so we're not just fucking zipping around the atmosphere.
Yeah, they might not
Unaccounted
appreciate
for.
that. Yeah, I don't mind to get out. I mean, desert planets kind of fit me. They work pretty well.
I hate them.
A lot of people
It's not
say
cold
that.
enough.
No, but it's just warm enough.
Cred says something in Lizard, and then he talks about how nice sand is and how like he likes how fine it is and how it gets just everywhere.
Crid gets it.
So I kind of view the Chiss as like the Huskies of
Yeah.
Star Wars races. They just want all the snow all the time.
Maryland's like their home planet is a desert like this.
Yeah.
So this works out great for me.
Yeah, and Scylla is an ice ball, so
Yeah, I like the other like, I'm gonna avoid my eugenics joke. That's not appropriate here. Don't worry, continue.
How are you going to get that from temperature?
The
Oh,
Chiss
no.
are really big into the eugenics. That's just a culture thing. They're very into like selective bloodlines and stuff like that. Not
What, they're the fucking
Right.
Germans now? Like, what's going on?
no, it's fine. Anyway.
Sometimes Star Wars circles back to Nazi Germany as a metaphor. It happens more than you'd think.
It
In all
happened-
media.
And
I
you'd
might
think it
say.
happened a lot.
Happens a lot.
Now, to be fair though, right? Eugenics is not just a Nazi Germany thing. I think
No,
they're more
not
pulling
at all.
parallels between Stalin's Russia than Hitler's Germany.
And
Like, I'm not saying that's any
USA.
better. I'm just saying I think
Yeah.
they're just pulling a different thread.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of those.
No, I was just doing it because I was writing a paper on that today and did all my primary source readings on all these old eugenics stuff. So
Yeah, they did it here too.
Oh yeah.
And they did it like not to get too far off base, but like hardcore in Puerto Rico. So
Yup.
the US is not innocent.
Not at all.
Hey, Amy, did your paper cover Australia?
no, it didn't. I'm just researching. I was researching Weimar Germany and obviously how it ended.
Okay, I don't know anything about our eugenics. I'm just going to assume we didn't have any because that makes me happier about my country.
Yeah. That's a good motto. Just live by that. Ignorance is bliss.
So anyway, yeah. So that there is a easily findable major city.
Okay. Yeah, let's just do that real quick. They may not be friendly.
In fact, Angel, it would be the capital city would be mentioned in the book just because that's where you'd have to kind of land to kind of do shit. There is a Canossa starport, which is that major city. When I say starport, you can park there. Is the starport part of that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I will direct the pilot there.
Okay. For those who are wondering, I'll see if I can get some good architectural drawings of how OSIS does shit.
I can get you.
Yeah. Okay.
I found a good picture earlier.
But yeah. So landing there, you would be somewhat surprised looking out the window at what the people here look like. It seems they're not super big on showing faces.
Just the women or everyone?
No, like everyone. So like the natives here are the Ysanna. Ysanna. They're not super angry. Like they're a little bit angry looking, but you assume it's probably just because of how harsh their planet is. They're probably not huge fans of too much exposure to the environment. But yeah, so assuming you guys don't start a fight with them, you're probably fine.
Perfect.
Cool.
Not looking to today.
For once.
They started. I just
Okay.
finished it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When in Rome, do as the Romans. Can we kind of like improvise? We're not going to be able to do masks, but can we like improvise face coverings?
You can do masks. You guys have like various sets of armor and spacesuits.
I mean, yeah, but specifically they have a like. Okay, sure. Like, if you don't have a mask, make like a cloth wrap or something.
Yeah. Like
Stay 6 feet apart and wash your hands.
Murder is also, he just auto passes this. His face is a mask.
There you go. You've done well, M3. Good job.
It's
You look just
his
like that guy in the
field-
back.
You know, his field of expertise, covering his face and not looking at people.
They don't have droids on this world. Not because I hate droids, just because they're too hard to maintain on this world. So, Murder, they're just going to assume you're human until they know otherwise.
Oh, M3, you have rights.
Hell yeah.
Crazy.
Which means they're gonna have the same disposition to you as they will to every other human.
Like, I assume that's not great, but like it's better than if they knew I were a droid.
I don't know. They might worship you.
It's either worship me or condemn me as witchcraft.
That's
Those
fair.
are like the two options. And it's 50-50
Either way,
on them.
it'll be fine. We can
We'll
buff
get
out any dents you get from being hit by various sticks.
So, Murder, I have said you know like 3 million languages or something.
Mm-hmm. So you've said.
You want to just roll for the circumstantial chance that you know their language. This is like a reverse D100. As long as you don't get less than a 5, you know their language.
Okay.
You know their language. And you know it sounds weirdly angry, but that's probably just what it sounds like to everyone else.
I'm learning a lot about this author.
So, who wants to step out of the ship first?
I don't know.
I will.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Kind of dip out.
I'll follow.
Okay. One of the people here have come to investigate. They don't have a weapon pointing at you, but they have one at hand. They are going to loudly query, why the hell are you here?
I look. Like, can I hear them? Can I understand them?
You can't understand them, but you can hear them. Murder understands them and can hear them.
I will look at M3.
I will quickly hurry out because I read a lot, so I know their language. And I'll just we still don't have a name for our ship, right?
Yep, no, I'm
Yeah, we
waiting
don't.
on that.
Continue waiting.
The crew of the Patience.
No.
Patience isn't a bad name.
I do
feel
actually like that one.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Okay. M3 knows this because we were all sitting down one day. It's like
We're
Patience.
just shooting the shit.
Yeah, just sitting there. It's like, have you come up with a name yet? Patience. Bingo.
It's perfect.
Okay, so I'd introduce all of us as the crew of the Patience, and M3's accent is on point. His manner of speaking is still fairly fucking meek. So he doesn't really sound like they do, but he does speak the language clearly. But he'll introduce us, and he'll say that they're on a scholarly endeavor.
The reply you'll get is essentially for the storm ?
Wait.
What?
For the storm and just a question mark.
Yeah, the reply to your statement was for the storm ?
Here for the storm.
M3 will squint and just go, yes.
How dare you be here for the storm?
There'll be like a nod, and then the person will walk away.
Oh boy.
I've either
Okay.
gotten us all killed or we're good.
Well,
That's one or
I
the other.
appreciate your efforts. Quite appreciate them. Wonderful. Thank you.
Can I guess inside that, and I'd have the full picture, so I'll try it.
If you want to relate between the party, it's not really an okay, so you can roll an insight check right now, which I'll set the DC for, which is versus deception, which is cunning, so that'd be 2 purple. So Murder, roll a vigilance or perception check, and then from there I'll let everyone roll a knowledge outer worlds check.
Okay.
That's a no.
Oh boy.
That's a no, boss.
Big no.
He'll relay what he said, and then it's I'm not really
Outer. Is it outer rim?
Outer room, yeah, that would be it.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Shit.
Look
Duma,
at that
Good
success.
job.
Jeez.
Wait, what? That's me?
That's you.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
you.
you.
How does the fuck is this?
Saren is
Okay.
just so happy to be here. She's just
Sure.
like, I think he was very nice.
Okay.
I have an
I broke
intelligence
even.
of 2, and that's all I have.
Now, Cat, on the
had a lot of-
upside, if you rolled the threat that Dumark did, we would say you're also wanted here. So it's a good thing you didn't roll
Yeah.
that.
It's like I've never even been here. It's like they still hate you.
So
Have you considered you have a clone that's giving you a bad name?
I have considered so many things.
They're
plot-
traveling just ahead of us to keep
Plot
people.
Not
away
the
from us
least
where
of
we
which
go.
is killing people about this.
plot twist: Benny is a clone.
Ooh.
Ah, damn.
But we like her more than the original.
I knew there was a reason I couldn't remember years 0 through 26.
And there's like,
I
I knew there was
to
a
block that out.
I knew
block
there was
out
a
that thought.
reason I had a belly button on the back of my neck.
Oh no.
Why? Why do you have to go there?
Oh, that was a reference to, I think, that's either Blade Runner or that's Spaceman Beyond. That's how they do their. Or actually, it might have been The Sixth Day. I know there's like a cloning movie, and that's how you can tell if you're a clone or not.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Angela, I'm sorry, I made a pop culture reference. I do those sometimes.
No, you don't.
Yeah. The plot twist
occasion,
was
Pete
the plot twist was that they weren't real.
Yeah.
The things in the back. Yep.
Yeah. But okay. Anyway. Okay. Emmy Dumark. Emmy Bishop. There are two ways we can do this. I can punish you now with 4 threat, which would just be you guys are just really strained, maybe hungover, or I can hold on
That
to
checks
those
out for me.
and do something with them.
Nah, hit me now.
I like the suspense. Do Mac now. I'll do
Okay.
I'll do the later.
Dumark, you are just so hungover right now.
Okay.
Super drinking a
Sunny
lot
out
when
as
we-
well. You
I-
don't have sunglasses.
I usually like the desert, but I forgot you can't drink and then come out into the rest. It's just
Yeah.
all-
No, that's a recipe for sun poisoning.
Not sun poisoning.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben will kind of like put the cloth mask a little higher on Dumark's head, try and like cover his eyes a bit. Like hold
Yeah.
still. Hold this. Okay, you're good.
Okay, so for context, for those who are past, the deity of the people on this planet is the storm, which is because the planet is covered in giant lightning storms and stuff, and they worship it. So
Sure.
so Murder, when you said you were on like a pilgrim mission to go here to do stuff, the question was like, oh, you're doing it for the god, and you said yes.
Please don't tell me there's like, oh, but actually there's a fucking jihad in the background where they're like, we're not cool with a part of them.
Surprise!
They seemed cool with it. They're like, oh, you're here for like doing holy stuff for our god? Wicked. Carry on.
Like,
Yeah, it's cool, bro.
Yeah, you know,
like
like power to the storm, brother.
Yeah, they worship storms here. Like one big one. I don't know.
the perpetual one that's on their planet that they're known for, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're scared of something, might as well worship it.
Maybe it'll hate you less. I don't know.
Hey, Murder, is there a bit of like self-reflection in what you just said?
Mine or M3's?
No, M3, like after verbalizing that statement, does he now want to worship people?
No, but like, he's definitely picked a different fight or flight response. He doesn't freeze anymore. He just starts groveling.
That's fair.
That works.
Like, oh yeah, you win. Hands in the air. You're God now.
Okay, so I guess we can talk to some locals to see what they know here. They may have some maps. Look for maps.
Now, I will say as a warning, because you guys got full successes, don't badmouth the storm.
Yep, figured.
Okay. I had no plans to talk shit about a storm. But I'll be especially careful to avoid it unless I'm intentionally trying to make someone angry.
And those who rolled the 4 successes also don't say anything bad about the the Storm Shepherds.
Okay. But they're like the
Priests?
top. Yeah, they're the priests, like the.
Those are the shamans of the storm.
Mm.
Do they double as like weather reporters?
There was like
I guess,
yeah.
like in a very roundabout way, yeah.
Well, no, I mean like in a practical sense, as far as their like base of knowledge, do they just? I forget what it's called, but can they
Are
like
they meteorologists?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. They're also for Dumark and not just for Dumark. They also have the ability to shape the storm.
So I saw like an old movie about this place, and they had like these people that could like make the storm do stuff. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, then I probably want to leave those people alone.
Right. That's fine. I mean, I don't see why we would need to come across them. We're not looking for them. We're looking for the temple.
No, but they may come looking
You're
for us.
looking for a holy place, so the local holy men might be a jumping off point.
I mean, is it a holy place? I don't think the Jedi thing is holy.
Well, I mean, it's holy to her, and the stormed guys are holy to these people. I don't know, intersection.
I mean,
There's a non-0% chance it was repurposed into a place of worship.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. Big buildings.
That's true. All right. I mean, I'm not good at this part, so.
Yeah, we'll try. I mean,
so
you're gonna have to talk for us in 3 if we need talking. I think we just start looking for maps, though. Anyone else got a better idea than that?
No, probably hit up again. I'm not sure what their knowledge base is. I don't know if they have a local publicly accessible library or if it's a more religion themed.
We could get a guide.
That's true.
Someone familiar with the local area and who we roughly describe what we're looking for and preface it that it's a pilgrimage for the storm.
I'll call a 5-minute break now. I need to make a phone call.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Let's just kind of find this out anyway. Yeah, I mean, a guide's not a bad option. But the only thing, I don't know if we want to keep mentioning storm stuff, or else we might get pulled into storm stuff.
I agree. I don't want to. But I'm thinking there's a possibility that it's going to come up. So I want to be prepared for it.
If they ask, we're going to have to answer them.
Sure.
We don't have to bring it up. We don't have to preface everything we ask in the city with that. But if they do ask, we will have to say it because we don't have a better cover story that's as liked.
Mm-hmm. My concern is if they're like, you're here for the big ceremony. It's like, we're like, yes. And then, suddenly we're on top of a volcano and then it's like a whole big thing, right? Something along those lines.
Yeah. Everyone always tries to make it a big thing with the volcano.
I don't know why it's a volcano.
Just
it's
like
always
chill.
A volcano.
It's gonna erupt. It's not gonna erupt. Throwing me into it's not gonna fix anything.
All right. I'm not sure. It's like every culture too. They all like someone likes volcanoes.
Well,
I mean, they're cool.
They're cool, but they're not that cool.
It's kind of similar to the storm in a way because it's big.
I guess so. Maybe the storm is their volcano.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're gonna talk to the locals.
Yeah.
Try and figure this out.
Figured like find a cartographer or something.
Right, as long as it's not like a problem.
Right. Also, what do you
take credits?
Who knows?
Oh, I hope so.
Fuck.
What exactly are you looking for here? Like, what are you looking for, by the way, Siren? What are we looking for in this temple? Like research stuff, or
yes.
What does that look like?
Oh, just artifacts, maybe some books.
Anything specific beyond that?
Artifacts and books is like not specific. Books is specific. I'll give you books.
No book's gonna be here for 3,000 years. You're looking at a pile of dust. Maybe mush. Mostly dust.
What era did you say the temple was built in again?
3,000. Hold on. Where are my notes?
What year are we in?
But like 5 ABY.
There
Okay.
was a Jedi temple 4,000 years ago.
Jeez. Okay, yeah. We're not finding books.
No. Most likely, we might find.
Well,
Ben wouldn't know that. Never mind. Ben doesn't know what the fuck we're gonna find, but not books.
okay, I'm gonna need to wait on Patmore to make a skill check, and then I might impart what I had in mind.
Look, it's just something that's important to me. I need to go there and I need to explore it.
Are you want to interview like somebody who like does force stuff? Like, are you wanting to try to meet somebody that does that?
Well, yes.
I mean, I think we should probably first. Oh, Patmore's back.
Not officially. I'm making coffee right now. I'm done with my phone call, but I'm not back.
Gotcha.
But ideally, right now we're trying to find out where the temple is and probably hire a guide for it, considering
Sure, no.
this is a terrain none of us are really, or like a planet none of us have ever really been.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have to have a unique way of traversing and making sure they're not
Yeah.
walking in circles.
That's step one. I'm just trying to figure out what end goal is, you know.
Well, as a bit of a scholar myself, I think just being there is a big deal, quite important to Siren. So, maybe carvings, maybe artifacts, maybe
General vibes.
just a trip
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Making sure it still stands.
It's like a
Right.
pilgrimage, right? That kind of thing.
Well, she's
Sure.
like a dwarf, right? Her goal is to lick the stone and work out what it is.
Yeah, she's got to go lick the rock. There's a salt rock out there with Siren's name on it.
Well, you know, only a salt rock if she's lucky. You know, it might just be granite.
That's fair.
Unless
Okay.
granite's
Granite
also
is-
a salt rock. Which,
Well, granite is one of the least offensive options you would have picked
okay, cool.
because it doesn't degrade in contact with liquids.
Right.
Well, then it's very fortunate that I went with granite then instead of the
Yeah.
other few things that came to my mind. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I could use those. Slate was one of the other ones that came to my mind. But I
Are
don't
you
know if
wanting
that's...
to-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. He was just gonna ask, are you wanting to write like a book? Is that the end goal here, or like you're a researcher? Right? Is this like a hobby thing, or is this like a noble pursuit thing?
She starts coughing.
Okay.
I feel like that deception check would carry through to this. Yes. A book. Exactly.
Ben kind of just leans back a bit and like looks up at the sky. It's like, so like, is the book? She does heavy air quotes. Something that's gonna get us arrested if we get caught. Just in a hypothetical situation where the book gets
Well, who
heavy air
are we
quotes
getting
published.
caught by? I think is the bigger question. Like,
Yeah. Is anyone gonna be looking for said book?
So I'm back in
yeah.
my frame.
And is it
Two things.
dependent on a
Cat,
specific route?
roll a D100 for looking at the sky, just to see what the storm's currently doing.
Oh no.
And
The storm stares back.
on the being arrested front, you don't have to worry about that. They don't arrest people here; they murder people.
That's good.
Where would they put their jails on this planet?
Well,
she deflates for a moment. I'm fairly certain that if an Imperial came across my book, I would be the book would be taken into custody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, mood, but okay.
Not you. Well, possibly you for sheltering the book.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Suffice it to say, I have a lot to learn, and the person who was teaching me was taken from me. He's dead.
Okay. Ben does that thing where you like push your face in your hands really hard and then like rub your face. It's like, okay, you're writing a manuscript. It's a rough draft. Your editor is no longer with us. God rest him or whatever. We are researching for the plot of your book, and that's our story.
Right. It's a perfect story.
M3 kind of just leans in like a child pulling Ben's like sleeve. Manuscripts don't usually outline the plot.
He like turns to M3 and like puts two hands on the side of his head. It's like, I know it's not a manuscript, bud.
Oh.
Is anyone near us?
Emmy, D100.
Well,
no.
Most people here don't speak intergalactic, right? Like that's kind of the thing.
Like there aren't too many people close to you, but there's at least 5 people within eyesight who are looking at you guys like, damn, what are the foreigners doing here?
Yeah, like we're gonna have people giving us looks, but that doesn't necessarily imply anything. I'd actually really like to get to a library and maybe suss out like the general relationship these guys had with like the Jedi, because I assume their culture is older than the Jedi that kind of just settled here and built the temple.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
if
so
they
with that,
hate them,
with that in mind,
So-
can I,
Beans, I didn't go get a drink. I was just
oh,
here the
grab
entire
your
time.
drink now, quickly.
Okay.
Okay, while he's doing so, Kat, summarize everything that was discussed while I was off mic.
Oh boy. Okay, so we whiffle-waffled about what we thought Siren would find at the temple, and kind of like redefined our expectations there. The plan we landed on was to go into the city and try and find a willing guide to or someone used to traversing the sand, to give us an idea of where things are and like how not to get lost, or if they're willing to actually take us to places that it could be. Before that, we wanted to go to the library to find maps and more information about like what the temple could be and where it could be at potentially a local library, barring a library, then like any knowledge center.
Okay, so starting with the library, the people here don't. The city you're looking at doesn't look like you have a city that is a functional society that people are living in. Looking around, it looks like you guys are in a place that was once a prosperous city that now is inhabited by people who use it as a form of shelter more than they are using it as a city. You know, you don't see speeders going down the road, you don't see stores open everywhere, you don't see pedestrians, you see people living in pre-made structures.
Okay.
So there might be a
we're
library
in an
here.
occupied ghost town.
Yeah, there might be a library here, but it is not being maintained and run by the community.
Okay.
So so is anybody like within earshot right now?
Not that you think, unless the people here have great hearing.
I will say very quietly, I have been on the run because I was being trained by a Jedi. I need to learn how to control this, or things will get very bad.
Control what?
The Force.
Come on, I picked up on that one.
What?
I said,
that was-
come on, I picked up on that one.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not real though, right?
It is.
Oh.
Dumont is, staring at you a little unsure now, I think. Like, okay. Appreciate the honesty.
Look, I didn't know
I
you
thought that
were
was
all-
just like stories your parents told you about like space magic.
my parents.
no.
I don't know. I mean, that's a whole nother story we can have
You know.
a drinking game about later. I don't know. He found me when I was very young. I was abandoned. He found me and he has been trying to train me. And I can heal sometimes. I can sense people. But it can get out of hand. So I need to learn more. And just going out and asking gets you dragged off into Imperial custody.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Dumont's a little like, for a minute. But I think he rubs his knee that doesn't hurt anymore. And that pain hasn't come back. And that's weird. From where you healed him before. And he will just say, alright. Okay, that gives me a better idea of what to look for then. So do you want to find someone here that can help you with that?
I don't know if there's anyone here, but if someone can, sure.
Well, the Storm Wizards is a probably good guess.
Yeah. That's
Like,
a whole.
maybe not a current one or anything, but there has to be an elder or something that could be willing to offer some sort of guidance for a person of a similar persuasion.
Right.
Could I, from the two people who have a force rating, could they just roll me a force dice, please?
Well, fucking okay. That's
Do
fine.
I get to roll 2 because of the meditation?
You get to roll 2.
Okay.
How do I do that?
Oh, at the top of your sheet, where it says like dice pool, you can just put one, like a 1 in the middle column, and then just click the roll button. Okay, so clearly the takeaway here is if you want to be better at using the Force, hang out with Ran Falcor and learn how to fly.
Yeah. Don't believe in the Force, and the Force will try to prove that it exists to you by being more present. It's like, yeah, sounds fake. It's like, no, I'm real.
Let me show you.
So what both of you got? So Angel, to describe what you pick up, you are aware that every native you've seen so far is in some way connected to the Force. I'm not saying they're all Jedi or anything like that, but they're definitely more Force sensitive than like Bannier is, for example. Talon, you just get a bad feeling about them.
I don't know, guys. I got a bad feeling about this.
She does look around. Most of them are Force sensitive.
I just have bad vibes. The vibes are not on.
Okay.
Talon, are you Force sensitive?
I think I'm just good at reading people generally. You know, you look at someone, you can kind of sense, are they a good apple, bad apple,
How do you sense
medium
that?
apple?
Creed will say something in Lizard. Motor, it translates to, I think I've lost track of the conversation. Where are we at?
Well, so there's 3 parallel lines of the conversation. One of them is that apparently Siren was never writing a book.
What?
I mean, I
But
will.
what's she doing in her room all the time?
Meditating. Oh, wait,
No,
I
hang
can't
on. This
understand
isn't Lizard. This isn't Dosh.
This is
He
a
put the
conversation.
hand up to say this isn't Lizard.
Yeah. So, Murder, what's your rebuttal to what's she doing in her room all the time then?
As far as I know, she's been doing some form of research on the. No, I can just say it. I'm speaking in Lizard. On the Force because she's a trainee in that lost their master or teacher. And she's just been devoting her day to that one. So that's the first line. The second one is, I think Talon's in denial about being sensitive to the Force also.
Looks at Talon, winks a few times.
Winks and Lizard.
So,
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay.
Very
So,
empathetic.
I would not know. I don't really experience the Force in any way.
And the third thread?
Outside of like, sorry?
And the third thread?
Well, the third thread is the most interesting one. Apparently, everybody on this planet is sensitive to the Force in some capacity.
That doesn't sound likely.
A statistic anomaly, that's what I thought. But apparently...
Are you sure they know what the Force is?
Our group or the natives here?
Yes.
I'm sure that the natives interpret the Force in their own way. I'm pretty sure outside of Talon, we all know what the Force is in general terms.
Okay, my follow-up question is, what do you think the Force is?
That's a complicated question.
So, while you think on that for a second, Moda, there is like a 4-minute conversation going over everyone else's conversation as Creed is loudly talking to M3 in the center of the group.
Mm-hmm.
So Ben's going to use that as a moment of cover.
Yeah, this is helpful, actually.
I am so glad that we are all at the stage that we feel comfortable sharing incriminating personal details about ourselves. But in the future, I beg and plead on my knees for a bit of discretion and plausible deniability. So any discussions about this, I beg of you, let's have on the ship in potentially a locked room.
Yeah.
So thank
I'm sorry.
you. Siren, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so glad that you have come to us with this issue. Thank you for sharing. I do not want to get got by the Imperials about this. So let's just fly casual.
Right.
As an aside, while you're having this conversation, there is a large
Goodbye.
Minotaur-like beast that a native is riding just past you. Imagine, so like think of like Minotaur, except it's bipedal. Sorry, quadrupedal. And instead of having like human hands, like lizard hands.
Interesting.
Right.
Actually,
So-
a better way of describing it, imagine halfway between a Minotaur and a Deathclaw from Fallout.
Fun.
So, for all intents and purposes, as far as anyone's concerned, I'm here to do archaeological research on a Jedi temple. Period.
And you let Binia say that for you.
Right. Definitely.
Absolutely. Fantastic. I'm so enamored with helping you about this research on Jedi temples for your book.
And
About archaeology.
if we get there and there's any sort of Imperial anything, we leave. Is that fair?
Yes, I don't want to be. Look, I was warned about the Hutts and the Imperials, so I don't want anything to do with either of those groups.
Haven't dealt too much with the Hutts as far as this is concerned, but yeah, you don't want to get caught by the Imperials. And we don't want to get caught with that.
I am fine with that.
Okay. Okay,
So-
then let's go find this.
So you guys want to find a library, right?
Yeah.
Can I have a... We'll make this a perception check, unless someone wants to argue a different skill. Can I have a perception check by anyone who's interested? It's a hard check, so you probably all want to jump on it.
Sounds good.
Should we all do library? Like, should we all stick together, or should some of us start maybe inquiring about a guide or? I don't know if we want to get anyone though, since the vibes are off.
Now, Emery,
I
I'll put
don't
it
think
out.
we want to
I'll put it
stop
this
here.
way. I always love when you split the party, right? You know, that's when I have the most fun as a GM. When you guys are all isolated and I can use a very small encounter to scare a few of you.
Sure.
But only one of you speak the language here.
That's right. That's right. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
we
help.
kind of got to
look for
stay
the-
together.
Help look for the library.
I vote we do. Also,
I don't know.
Pat, I'm going to make this check. I feel like it should be a little bit harder for me because I think he's distracted right now.
So on your side, add
Yeah.
3 black dice. 2 for being
Will do.
hungover, 1 for being prejudiced.
Perfect.
The racism.
Well done.
Speciesism.
Species thing.
Yeah, the vibes are all wrong for Talon.
How?
Holy shit.
How? I'm so hungover.
Nobody else
It makes
sees it.
Okay.
Somehow gets even drunker.
He's desperately searching for shade and he walks into a library.
Yeah, I think honestly the news has made him start day drinking despite the hangover. He's just done.
So I think I'm gonna spend those. I'm gonna spend those with
That's
the
fine.
4 that I'm already sitting on.
So do you know when we take 4 more strain or whatever it is?
No,
from-
I'm
from
not
that?
gonna make you pass out in the sun.
Okay.
Okay. Let me get my book ready. Here we go.
Oh boy.
He's all excited now.
Yeah, I am. You know, this is where the fun begins.
I think we just ran face first into whatever boss of this module there is.
You assume there are bosses to modules, man.
Like
We met
generally
Strahd on the
So
road.
I
to the
want to
supermarket
clarify
again.
Right.
how Nexus of Power works as a book. It lists like 30 different foresights, and it tells you what the foresight is on the planet, what there are on the planet, like what creatures are on the planet, and that doesn't necessarily give you any stat blocks or a boss. I'm not saying Osis doesn't have a boss stat block. It's just this format of a book doesn't necessarily give one. But anyway, Dumark, as you guys are all kind of like walking around the settlement, you see a building that you feel is probably a latrine.
Okay.
It's a hot day. You've been having a little bit. You know, you need to, as the English would say, you need to take a slash. So going in there,
Sure.
Dumark, you see like it might actually be like a public building. You know, there's a lot of there's a lot of shelves and stuff. There's like a counter, but like you see like a side room. And you're like, okay, that's probably like the public restroom in the front of the public building. Walking in, you see several of the natives conversing with each other. And they're like mid-conversations, you kind of just walk in, and then they just kind of stop and look at you.
Morning.
One of them asks something that you think is a question.
I nod. And I just start making my way to the bathroom.
The
Or
moment
to the stall.
you try to retreat, you hear them getting a lot angrier.
I don't retreat. I nod like, yep, and I go to wherever the restroom is.
Oh,
Or like,
so the room that you're looking at clearly isn't the bathroom. It
Oh,
seems to
I
be
see,
like,
I see.
Yeah. So if you want, you can stay where you are. You can move further in, or you can walk out.
How confident am I this is still the restroom?
You don't even think this building has a restroom at this point.
I see. I've made an error.
M3.
I'm probably with the group, so when I
the group is like outside of this building, talking about how hard it is to determine the differences of all the buildings. You guys haven't noticed, Mark was like, "I'm just gonna take a piss over here quickly."
Yeah. Yeah. I think he takes that information and he's like, "Yep," and he nods and he leaves. Or tries to.
So that they are going to start making angry noises. So I'm going to let everyone else do a perception check to notice angry foreign noises.
I'm great at these.
We'll say it's this. Okay, cool. You guys can roll when. Okay, yep.
Oh, thank God.
Good job, Vinny.
Okay, well, I'm going to quickly roll for Crid, because at this point it's just funny to roll for Crid.
It is.
And I'll just do vigilance for him, because he doesn't have a perception. Let's get, what do you think? Crid doesn't give a shit. Benny, you hear angry foreign noises coming from the building. You look around and you notice that you're one fewer than you were a moment ago.
You hear angry Dumont noises in retaliation.
Oh my God. Okay. She kind of just like starts towing M3 towards the building. It's like, something's up.
Oh, okay,
Something's
we're going
happening.
now.
Yep.
You just hear him say, "Look, I'm just saying, if you don't want people to walk in like it's a restroom, don't make the building look like a restroom."
They pull out their weapons. And they start yelling at you even more.
Oh God.
I keep backing away, but I'm ready to fight. If they want to do this, they're gonna.
Okay, Ben's gonna try and like come in with like hands up, like, "Hey, let's all calm down here."
I'm like got a hand towards the rifle. I'm like, again,
Okay.
I don't start this shit.
So what I'm gonna need, but to determine if there's any combat before Ben arrives, is essentially it's a social check, but it's to see if you have upset them enough that they're gonna draw on you.
Okay.
So tell me what you're trying to do, and I'll tell you what check you're rolling.
Sure, sounds good. So my social skills, sorry, I've been going through system to system here.
Yeah, not a problem. Like, I think it's probably negotiation that you're trying. It's probably coercion or negotiation.
You know, they're about to fight me if I don't get this right. No, I'm gonna do intimidation. I'm gonna yell back and make them think this isn't a good idea.
Okay. You may.
And I'll spend some strain using my ability that I have.
Which ability is that?
That is. Hold on.
Okay.
Intimidate?
It may be intimidate. Yeah. I'm trying to find it.
That's all right.
Intimidating.
Everyone else, while he's looking, make sure you're ready if there's a fight. Look at your combat sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. Bishop, intimidate.
Yeah. So I only have one rank in it, so I'll suffer one strain, and I'll get one upgrade.
Okay. Cool. I've added that to my end. You may roll coercion when you're ready.
Sounds good. On my way. I think it's coming up Dumont today. I don't know how this is happening.
Okay, so they don't want. Your takeaway is they do want to fight you.
Yeah.
They're not ready to fight you yet.
Cool.
So you'll be able to leave this room, but you think that if they can, they're gonna find you later, and then they're gonna sort this out when they're more prepared.
Sounds good. I'm not prepared either.
So
I don't like killing on a full bladder.
I've got such a headache.
And you just really needs to use the bathroom.
Too. Like this is just not. The rolls are coming up me. Everything else isn't coming up Dumont.
By the way, Matt, as you're being dragged into the building, because you can read like the little signs above the doors, he's currently in an office. The room on the other side of the hall, that's the toilet. Took a right instead of a left.
So he's in an office of the public library.
Well, some of that would have once been an office before the society here collapsed.
Got it.
So, with that in mind, Bania, Emperor, you see like Dumark retreating out of the room, and it's like a Mexican standoff as he leaves. From what you pick up from the conversation, you get essentially, he knows too much, and then the next person says, "Don't worry, we'll take care of him," before he can say anything.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
No, if you want, you can voluntarily take 1 point of strain just from stress.
I'll turn to Benny and to M3 and just say, I think Siren's author is right. These people are just naturally really hostile.
What?
Well,
What?
I just walk into a room and they start yelling.
What were they saying?
I don't know.
Well, I wasn't really asking you. I was asking M3.
well, I only got the tail end of that, but apparently, Tumak walked into something he shouldn't have, and they want to kill him because they think he knows what he walked in on.
What did he walk in on?
I don't know.
What did you walk in on?
I don't know.
What was that? The library?
Didn't feel like the library. At least that one didn't.
Murder, just by the by, in big letters above the front door, it says library.
Yeah, no, this is the library.
Well, does that mean we can't go in?
Maybe Dumark should go back to the ship or something? And then
Well,
we
I don't
can
want
go
him to
look?
be alone.
I mean, this is a library. This is a public space. I should be allowed to be in a public space.
This isn't even a society
This isn't even
anymore.
a town, really.
They're
They don't pay
definitely
taxes.
they're definitely gonna try and kill you.
Okay.
With prejudice.
Cool.
As an aside, Emmy, your comlink starts ringing.
Oh. I check it.
There's a bunch of crazy storm people out by the ship.
Yeah, like Rand's calling up. It's like, hey, how's it going? We've got about 12 people looking at the ship right now, and I don't want to sound mildly racist, but they look hostile.
Well, we're not doing
also
so great
keep
over
pointing
here,
at
so
me as
maybe
they
we'll just
talk.
come back. Yeah, I think we need to leave, guys.
All right.
Yeah, if take as long as you need. If you want, I can take off and come back down when you're ready.
I look over at Siren and the gang.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Right.
I could also meet you outside of town if that's easier.
Probably.
And by the by, if you need me to, do air support, that's also part of the contract. Like, it's not a preference. I don't really want to strike a native. You understand? Okay. Talk to you later.
Jesus.
Well,
Hey.
this is a pickle.
Ben's honest at this point. Ben's nearly pulling her own hair out and makes eye contact with everyone individually, and is pointing at them. It's like, buddy system. Use it, know it, love it. Buddy system.
Well,
Okay.
I wasn't going to argue.
I was just trying to find the restroom. I assumed we didn't want to. None of you wanted to buddy for that.
Restroom's on the other side of the room,
Yeah.
by the way.
I'll hold it.
Cred will put a hand on your shoulder and nod. Murder, you can translate. Cred also needed to use the toilet. If you just said something, he would have went with you.
I apologize for not asking Chris.
I guess we're holding it as a group now, as we're
Yeah.
being hunted.
Okay, so
Alright, so have we figured out what the fuck they are mad about? Like, why are they mad at the ship?
No,
Why are they
you'd
mad-
have to ask them. Only the tail end of the conversation was translated. They could be angry because he's a foreigner. It could be anything at this point. They could also just be the crime, like a criminal den that he walked into, and now they're like, oh no, this person saw our crimes.
Friend,
Yeah.
M3, are you ready to... What do we do? I don't know what to do.
I think
Well-
you get your book from the library and we go.
Like, there's three options. I could go in there, I could knock, and I could go, sorry, my friend did not, in fact, understand a word you were saying. Whatever you were doing is not compromised, and I could try to walk out with my life.
You could, but then you're saying that you know what they did, right? You're saying you understand them,
Yeah,
and then
no,
now you're the problem.
It's not a preferential plan. It is an option. I'm being honest. If we're considering everything, we could also run in there, try and like grab as many books on the subject that we need as possible, and just run out and keep running. Or we could just leave right now and cut our losses.
Look, the librarians already want to kill me. I don't mind if we take their shit.
Well, why don't we try the diplomatic path first? I don't want the entire planet chasing us down over some books.
Why don't you try and do both at the same time? Grab a bunch of books with a few people, and then the other people try and do the diplomatic approach. So just in case the diplomatic approach fails, you don't lose access to the library.
Is that
Yeah, that's
more
fair.
the Chaos Goblin talking, or...
No. Well, what I mean is, if you try diplomacy and that fails immediately, then that means you'll have a combat encounter while you're collecting books, right? But if you collect books first, you might, there's no diplomacy because you're ignoring them and you're giving them time. So if you try both at the same time, they both might pass, like they both might succeed. But if you pick either one of those, you're choosing for the other one not to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that's fine.
So, M3's on diplomacy team. I am.
Yep.
I am also most likely on diplomacy team.
Yep.
Siren knows what she's looking for books, so she's on book team.
I'll be on book team because I don't think they want to talk to me.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, where's Talon and
Um,
where's Crid?
I think Talon goes books, Crid goes diplomacy. I'm using diplomacy in air quotes because what I'm trying for is a stalemate long enough for them to do the books.
I want to put it out there. Talon knows shit about books.
That's
Hey, that's rude.
Does Crid
Do you
know
kn-
anything about books?
I don't know anything about books.
Crid has
that
an
may not matter.
intelligence of 3.
That doesn't
Okay,
necessarily mean
so-
he's familiar with books.
Well, okay, my point is, Crid is can be in either group. He doesn't have skills that can go one way or the other, really, in this, where Talon is probably better at punching people in close quarters than Crid. Well, they both
True.
have melee attacks, but it's up to you. I'm
Okay,
sorry, Emmy, it's
then-
up to you. Which group do you want to be in?
I don't mind either way. Whatever.
Okay,
group
but
thinks
if you
is
were to
more
be really
useful.
assertive for a moment for me, which group do you want to be in?
Probably potential punch group.
Okay,
since
cool.
Crid is
Fair enough.
smarter than me.
Welcome to diplomacy group. I mean punch group.
Yes.
I mean, diplomacy.
Okay. So, we've really got 3 groups because Rand's hanging out on the ship with all the brooms. Not that he knows where they are. So, with that in mind, Emmy, can I have a D100 for Rand? Then can I have... Then we'll do the people doing the books, and we'll do a investigation check. That is an investigation in the system, because the system is like, what? You want to investigate? That's perception. I think, right? That's correct. Perception is the investigation of this system.
Yeah. Like, It's either it's generically perception, but it's survival or streetwise, depending on the environment.
I'll say because you're more or less looking for things that might have a map inside of it. It's probably just perception.
Yeah. So like, it's a bit of a goofy system sometimes.
Yeah. So with that in mind, Angel and Bishop, describe the method in which you're searching for the book. Are you just walking to bookshelves and pulling book out, flipping through pages? Are you looking for specific section? Yeah.
Can I quickly parse out if the books are sectioned out in any way? Like if there's a history or...
How would you determine that?
I don't know.
Space Dewey Decimal?
Yeah.
Well, no, my question is, you can't read anything here, so how do you know if all the books in one section are history or not?
Then I don't know what...
I look for maps.
At that point, it's
I
like,
look for
just
pictures.
scoop them up, right?
Okay.
If I can't read them.
To
I look for
pull the
pictures.
most cop-out answer from the Star Wars I can, why don't you let the Force guide you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
And
let
by
the
that-
Force guide me.
I mean, roll a Force check, and Bishop will get you to do a perception check.
Sounds
Bishop will
good.
do yours in a moment.
I will use the force of my
Why
eyes.
didn't it roll?
Because you might still have been clicked into the window. If you click out, then roll, it will work. But if you click anywhere else on
You
your
still have the
screen...
dice highlighted.
Okay,
I would
job.
like to use the light side.
I assume so. But I appreciate your input, I guess.
Evil books only. Evil books only.
Okay. You feel that where you need to be looking is on the second floor.
Alright, I will let the Force guide me to where I feel I
Now,
need to
if you want to
be.
be able to do this on the regular and mildly annoy me every time you do it, take the Force Power 4C. Because
Okay.
that one literally lets you roll at the start of the session and say, hey, what's happening for the rest of the session, guys?
Yeah.
I will not try to mildly annoy you.
No,
with
it's fine.
this
I've had a
power.
player have it before. And Murder, how would you describe Khans as 4C?
Useful.
Like, how often was it correct? Like in prediction?
There are two answers to this question.
Yep.
The short answer is never. The long answer is never, because we immediately countered what was about to kill us, the thing that he foresaw.
That is a very good way of describing it, Murder. Because in my mind, it's like, oh yeah, it was always right. But it's like, no, it was never right, because you guys were just like, oh, that's happening later? Let's just not be here.
Or let's just point all our guns in the direction that we know they're coming from, and just light them up.
Okay, can I have a perception check from everyone who isn't a Mandalorian or a droid?
Okay.
I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, you
Ignore-
still had it
Fuck.
on in the pool, but that's alright.
Not today.
Okay,
I have
come on,
to
Grid, you can
re-roll
do
that.
this.
Yikes.
Grid does it.
For a second, I thought Siren was Crid.
Okay, so I want to clarify. A failed check is not you not getting anything, it's just not you getting exactly what you want. Both of you have handfuls of books. The difference is Crid is taking a shelf of him.
That's fine.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So, let
Does this
Kat...
feel right in the Force?
Yeah, kind of. Kat vaguely put in the party loot in between 15 and 45 books from the Osis library.
Sounds good.
We literally just walked to this library and said, "This is a nice library you have. We'll take it."
So, jumping to Team Punch, you see Murder, they look really angry. There's 4 of them in this room. They are talking about what they're going to do to Doommark, and it doesn't sound good.
I'm gonna knock on the door frame to announce myself.
All 4 of them draw on you immediately because they thought you were Dumark.
Well, I'm not. I put my hands up.
You'll be
And not
asked,
even
what
like
do you want
halfway, like
reflective one?
fully like raise them up. But
Yep.
repeat what you said.
What do you want reflective one?
Okay. I don't know the specifics, but you guys and a green compatriot of mine had a disagreement, and I was hoping we could settle it in a gentlemanly way.
Murder, they'd whisper to each other. And then they'd look back at you.
Mm-hmm.
But we also want it done in a gentlemanly way.
Oh, that's good. That's great that we're pretending like we're on the same page.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Can you bring him to the square in 10 minutes?
M3 is weighing some options right now.
Cut our losses on Dumark. He's gone.
No, that's not quite it. 15?
Can I? I mean, can we still try and lie our way out of it? Well, it's not even lying. I have half-truths I can tell.
Remember, half-truth... Well, it depends what you mean by half-truth, because that's a lie or it isn't a lie, kind of.
Yeah, it's half-lie.
Yeah, but what I mean...
half of one.
It depends what you're saying, I guess. Anyway, continue.
Completely true, but misleading in intent.
Okay.
Well,
You want to mislead these poor natives that you're already stealing from?
Yeah.
I was gonna say give us
do.
15 minutes and then not show up to the square and fly away. Fully transparent here.
Okay, I was like, because we could. They think that Dumark understood them, probably in some way, shape, or form. How I wanted to play it was, hey, my friend walked in here. We heard shouting. There's just such a language barrier. He doesn't know what he did wrong, so we'd like to clarify so we can apologize. What did he do wrong? Because the language barrier stopped any communication.
That was also M3's plan until they drew guns on him.
No. Oh yes, you folded like wet paper.
So he's just trying to get out of that situation and just fucking lie to them a little bit. And
I
then
also want to clarify. Their guns are crossbows.
Well, he's still scared.
You can survive a crossbow. You're fine.
He still feels pain, and he'd just rather not.
That's fair.
Okay. So, I guess he'll quickly add on to their plans of murder. Now, I feel like Okay, I've only known him for a few months, so I'm not that attached. I feel like I should point out he didn't understand you fine folk. He came in here, you were both shouting sentences you didn't understand at each other, and he walked out. So whatever offense he caused, he didn't mean it. He's just he's unfamiliar with the language and your customs.
How?
Do you still want to kill him?
How does he not understand?
He green.
Green.
Green?
Green?
But like that.
This is feeling very problematic.
Says green, and then the others look at each other green.
I just
like
green.
new.
Yes.
Yes.
You're
To what?
pushing M3 to his limit. Sorry, Pat, what was that?
What is he new to?
Just our
world.
group in general and travel. He's a bit of a homebody, and we're just taking him on a test run.
Which tribe is he from?
Okay. Weighing his options.
Crid with the bookshelf over his shoulders, like tiptoeing.
Pink
Emmy, can I have
Panther tiptoeing
a D100? And I will note for the rest of you downstairs, you guys just hear the sound of like books hitting stone.
That's fuck.
Oh, and Cat,
It's a
D100 for the
very-
weather. Continue, Meta.
Absolutely.
Between just telling them he's not from the planet, or just telling them he's just from a hipster tribe that nobody heard of.
You could have done the angle of like he's just really dumb. And it's very unfortunate.
Yeah. What how would Dumak know?
Sure.
Well, it's less where he's from and more about his faculties.
Okay.
Like his staff?
No, like his brain.
Mm-hmm.
Very blunt instrument, that guy. So not only is he great, he's just like an elephant in a fine china shop.
These guys
don't
definitely have
understand.
elephants and fine china.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so imagine something
Large
precious
beast.
but fragile, right? And now imagine a room where that precious thing is held, right? And now imagine if one of your beasts of burden was in there. It would not handle that situation with grace, and it would probably break everything in there.
Meta, you notice they will start nodding?
So he's a bit like that.
Murder, they start walking towards you. They're not. Their weapons are still up and not pointing at you right now. They seem to want to get past you.
So where do we stand? Are you killing him?
You'll be informed that you may leave.
Okay. He kind of turns to Ben. Yeah, we may leave.
Okay. I'm so glad these fine folks aren't gonna kill Dumak.
Well, they tried getting me in on the arrangement, and now they're not doing that. So I don't. I think they're good.
Okay. We'll take it.
Do you leave, Meta?
I turned to leave. Yeah, because I think it's a one-way room.
That is fair. Okay. They seem to be, when they leave the room, they seem to be going deeper into the library to find Dumak.
Son of a
God.
bitch.
Because, Murder,
How
you
many-
quite cogently explained that Dumak is a dangerous thing to things you hold precious.
I know. And that's why I have one present.
Yep. And
Okay.
that's why I didn't make you roll, because you played your stat.
Perfectly. Okay. How many of them are there?
4.
4.
We could just knock them out real quick.
Yeah, just open fire. Just fucking cut our losses, kick their ass.
Ben's like currently like turning the stun setting up. Yeah. Knocking them out. Yep. That was the plan. Yep. Anyway.
I do want it.
My blade's got a sun setting. We're good.
Like, I would like to interject again, but yeah, I only have a flamethrower.
Oh no.
In the library, perfect.
Have we not gotten you a pistol?
No.
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 We've offered him a pistol multiple
take it.
times.
I have
No,
one.
he's taken a pistol. He just gave it back to Dumak. But he's
No.
also bad at using one.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, he also has like a blaster lance that doesn't have a stun setting.
Ben slowly turns the stun setting off, like so. Yes. I'm either way. I'm gonna pull up Dumok's comm, and ping him.
Yeah.
Like, so diplomacy did not pan out. They are heading towards the library. I'm trying to convince our patriots that stun is optional. See you in a bit.
Cool. 1 sec. And I'll turn to Crit, and who's holding a bookshelf, and to Siren, and to say, okay, apparently diplomacy failed. I'm gonna go stand by the door real quick. Can I position myself to the side of the door?
Well, how far did we get?
You guys are on the 2nd story. And you
Okay.
guys are on your way out with your loot. So you guys will meet them on the stairwell.
Okay.
Alternatively, you guys could just dive through a window and run.
I really don't want to kill the natives. It seems like
Yeah,
such a
I think
bad
that's kind of what
Just knock 'em out.
Siren is like. Let's just take what we can carry easily and leave.
Okay. We jump through this window. Everyone's gonna hear that. Just as a note.
I also, as a disclaimer, because you guys are probably thinking 5e full damage, this system doesn't do 5e full damage.
The system is cruel and unusual.
So
Okay.
when it comes to falling, you do a athletics or coordination check, 2 purple difficulty to reduce full damage. Every success reduces the damage by 1, every advantage reduces the strain by 1, and a triumph reduces the full damage by 1 range band. There are 4 range bands of falling, which is short, medium, long, extreme. If you have a triumph, you reduce it so extreme becomes long, long becomes medium,
Right.
short becomes medium becomes short, short becomes no full damage. At short range, which is what you'd be falling, you'd take 10 damage and 10 strain. That bypasses soak, so you just take that straight to your health. Now, Eric,
Jesus.
again, every success you have reduces at 10, so really it's probably more of a 7 or an 8.
That's a lot.
Dumark is probably going to be unconscious, though, just because he's already at like 6 strain.
Yeah.
Now, we
don't have. I'll put it this way: we don't have to kill him. I think I can take we can knock these guys out.
And if you're using a melee weapon like a longsword, we can D&D, which is like you're doing stun damage with a longsword.
I've got that blaster pistol. It's got stun setting.
Now, if you're a flamethrower, you're not doing stun damage with unless you're fighting a flame elemental, which is not this system.
Well,
you can also hit him with a blunt.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, you could hit him with the blunt end of a flamethrower.
Can I try one more thing?
Yeah, if you want to.
He'll turn before he does. He'll turn to Benya and go, "Okay, we were even before this. I'm gonna be so bold as to say you owe me one." And he's gonna step forward and he's gonna try to catch up to the group of people, calling them over.
As you're calling over, they'll say you can leave, but you'll be able to get close. And if you want to get close enough to keep talking, you can.
I'll do that, and I'll go, okay. So, I can see you're all people with a purpose. Very driven, very other word for that.
Other word.
Sorry, that's
motivated.
Other flattering words.
Other flattering word. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Continue.
Yeah, other flattering word.
We're very good at being flattened, apparently, guys.
I'm gonna pay
my
for that.
problem with what you're about to do is that I was supposed to be his wrangler, and I don't want him killed for something that's perceived that it is ostensibly my failure. So, is there any way I could take responsibility for him, and we could just hash this out?
They're gonna talk among themselves for a moment, but they'll come with a consensus that you can take punishment instead.
Okay.
And
Now, is punishment only life or death?
That's
Just
what they were considering, but what do you propose? Like indentured servitude for your lifetime, or?
Well, see, I'm a doctor by trade.
They
generally.
don't have an equivalent to that word.
They don't have like healer?
No, they have shaman.
I'm not gonna say that.
You can say you're one of those, but I assume that's not what you're trying to do.
No, I'm not gonna say that. That'd be bad. That would be, well.
So inside their culture, essentially, they don't have a healer because you're either going to be fixed by a shaman, or you're unworthy, and then you're going to be killed by the storm, or you're going to recover for the storm's forgiveness.
Okay. Now I could throw them a curveball and call myself Hey Shaman.
You could.
I think I'm just gonna do that.
Might as well. If it fails, we just kill them.
Yeah.
I correct Doctor to Shaman then, like intentionally.
Prove it.
How?
Manifest the storm.
Okay. Do you want to follow me outside for that?
Okay. The four of them will follow you onto the street.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to take this journey with me.
Mm-hmm.
I could technically play back a recording of a thundercrack.
In theory.
Yeah.
Not a perfect quality, but in theory, yeah.
They are fucking sand people, aren't
They are an equivalent to the sand people. That is correct.
like no, I'm more or less saying I'm willing to risk it.
Okay.
I did pass the check on like knowing more about them. Would I be able to like improv some rights and then be like thunder?
So they are looking more for lightning, but you can try with thunder.
Oh wait, no, okay. I actually do have something for lightning.
Because just to clarify, as you know, their like storm shamans have the ability to manifest the lightning of the storm.
Can you make yourself spark like you've been hit by lightning and then make thunder sounds?
Can you get a glass of water and just pour it down your chassis?
Exactly.
Like I could very easily short circuit myself, yes. Because that's literally my field of expertise. My hand is like a tool.
All of you is a tool.
Well, all of me is the hardware. My hand is like a tool where I could be like, hand lightning.
I believe inside the tool hand is the ability to weld. So you might have an arc welder.
Yeah, so... Well, it's a generic toolbox replacement, so it's not like... If I needed to weld, it is that strong, but I couldn't use it as a weapon welder.
Yeah. But yeah. In theory, you can also spend a Destiny dice to say, hey, can I have an arc welder in my back pocket?
Okay, so I'm going to run this by you, and if not, I'm stabbing a fork into myself.
Yep. Yep.
Because that's the equivalent of what I'd be doing. Could I Could I jury rig the like? What's it called? Fuck you.
Oh, okay.
Not you. Sorry. The actual like I renamed this motherfucker, but like because I wanted to give him a clever name, but that was. Oh no, I didn't. Could I jury rig the like the heavy flamer I have into just like essentially a slightly unstable flare, and then I play the sound and I'm like lightning, and then I walk away.
With the idea that your flamer might blow up?
Like entirely sacrificing the flamer. It's not going to be a flamer by the time I'm done, but like instead of like shooting a concentrated beam of fire, it just sort of like lights up.
Okay, I'll let you try that. It'll be a mechanics check.
That should be a skill I'm good at.
You're the mechanic, I assume you are.
I'm more referring to my luck with these.
Oh, okay, sorry. RNG. Okay.
You have like 5 dark side. That's cool.
Part of me was like, I should spend one so you guys have more, but this is not the check I should do that on.
Fuck it. I'm spending one on this check.
Cool. I'll add it to my end.
Yep.
Okay, Moto. You may Houdini when ready. Okay.
Did you have that set up right?
Yeah. Well, that's a check it is to do what you did to your weapon.
I'm not complaining. I was expecting a harder check.
I can add 4 reds if you want.
I said I'm not complaining, Dickweed.
Emmy, can I have a D100? So, Moto, you succeed. You've turned your flamethrower into a sparking LED. IED. Thank you, Amy. So, it's gonna spark like a... Well, like when you have Possum walk across 2 power lines at the same time, and then it will explode. So, Moto, you have your lightning and you have your thunder.
Okay. I'm going to tell them to give me a wide berth because this does get tricky.
Yep.
Okay. And this is just when I pulled the trigger it happens.
Yeah, or if, you shake it too hard. Or if an arbitrary amount of time passes.
Okay. As we're walking out, can I like just drop it? And and they go like, need to have my shoulders loose, can't have my backpack on.
Okay.
And then pretend I'm doing rights, and then just time it with the sparking and explosion.
So, Moto, I'm not going to put a difficulty here. I want you to roll a deception check. This is how good your rights are. This is not a make or break check. This is just adding to the pool that will be rolled at the end.
Should have saved. All right. All good to go?
You can do another light side dice.
Nah. It is what it is. Just
Okay.
tell me when I'm good.
You may roll when ready. And, Emmy, you would... Mo, that's the best you could have done, so good job. Emmy, you'd notice that your comlink is ringing again.
I'll pick it up.
Cool.
What's up?
Hey, no rush, but where would you like to be picked up?
Oh, well, where's close to you right now? Because we could probably dash.
I'm not there anymore.
You're not where we landed? I thought the idea was you'd pick us up outside of town.
I can try, but there's a lot of angry people there. They didn't like the ship.
Oh, okay.
So I can go back there, but I I don't think they like me anymore. They were trying to climb the ship.
Okay, well, why don't you pick a spot? Kind of let me know where it is. It can be a bit out of town. That's fine.
Okay. We can fit into the town center, or we can do anywhere outside of town.
I'll ask the group.
If you guys
Outside
can
of
get to a
town or
rooftop,
town
I can also
center?
do that.
Is this building big enough to have a sizable enough roof?
Oh, this building's big enough. He can't land on any roof, but he can like hover next to a roof, and you guys can run up the ramp.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that if we just want to make our way up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Don't leave me.
We're not gonna.
We'll come get you.
Okay, I'll see you in a moment. Watch out for falling bodies. He'll end the call.
Watch out.
Ryan.
So.
Could they climb onto the ship?
Yeah, they were climbing up the ship and he took off.
Fair enough.
Do a barrel roll.
Well, that's kind of the issue. It's like, watch out for bodies, because there are a few people who are hanging on to the manifolds. Okay, anyway, so, Murder, you ready?
Yeah, man.
So you're on the street, you've got your flamethrower, it starts sparking, right? You notice that Talon takes a call, and like you see but like further behind them inside the shadow of the doorway of the building, you see like Crid holding a bookcase, you see Dumark and Siren holding a handful of books, and Murder, with your perception, like with your like droid hearing, I'll say you picked up that call, so like you start thinking, oh, maybe I need to get back into the building. Is there anything with that information? Do you change your action at all?
No, I'm gonna have to wing it afterwards, but I do have to like. Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna wait for the explosion, and I'm gonna try to use that as cover to just literally run as fast as I can into the building.
Okay. So, Murder, as you do your rights, one of them will ask, what's the shiny box on the ground?
My luggage.
What's in it?
Very, very personal, sacred stuff.
May we see it?
Well, I'm kind of in the middle of this whole. I'm beckoning the storm. I would rather you don't shift through my belongings while I do that.
Murder, roll
Like
a D100 just to see what the storm's doing, by the way.
That's nothing. That's 60.
Well, I'm only asking because it seems something you had in there is leaking. But you notice at the side of the flamethrower, one of your like the napalm like gelatin is kind of oozing out of like a gap in the rivets.
Oh, that's just my lunch. It happens. Yeah, it's boiled bladder.
Boiled bladder.
Yes.
The bladder of what?
Can I shift through my mind palace and think of like anything native to like here?
You saw like a weird lizard minotaur mount earlier.
Well, my big lizard got sick, and I had to, unfortunately, witness its death. And I just figured it shouldn't go to waste.
Right, for the first time, you detect empathy in their voice as one of them asks, like, "Oh, what happened to it?"
Well, we were.
I want to note while they're asking this matter, you notice like the first spark of electricity run across the flamethrower.
No, it's okay. I'll keep them distracted with this, so they think, "Oh, that came out of nowhere."
Okay. I just want to clarify, Moto. You don't know how long this is going to take, the thing, but you are still within the AOE.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, that's probably not good, but it's also, what else do I do? As I'm talking, can I take like can I start like slowly shifting backwards? Because we're talking, like maintaining eye contact and whatever, get them to like absentmindedly follow me, so they're not actually caught in the blast, because that's not the intention here.
You can roll a charisma check to kind of subtly pull them with you without telling them, "Hey, get away from that."
Okay. New plan.
Yep. New plan, leave them in the AOE.
You guys, go check out my lunch, and I just shoot it and blow them up. No. Well, it just had a very, very nasty fall in the dunes. It slipped, and there was a jagged piece of some form of stone there.
Everyone in the actually no, this is a check. Everyone who wants to roll a perception check. Okay. Benia, you notice what sounds like a horn in the distance? Do Mark as well?
So, are we on the roof yet?
No, you guys are like slowly edging into the building. I
thought we were already in the building.
You guys are, but you're edging deeper into the building as M3 is finishing his like 45-second conversation. That's taken 20 minutes.
I guess that's why I was like, are we on the roof yet?
So, Murder, the four of them look away from you and look in the direction of the horn, and they start talking among themselves.
What are they saying?
They're like, they're kind of, it's like, why is there like a intruder warning coming from like the middle of town?
Oh boy.
Now, you would then notice like the hum of a repulse lift engine.
Oh no.
You think you maybe have 30 seconds before the patience is visible?
This is...
You think you might have less than 30 seconds before your storm is conjured?
Okay. Well, time to do what I've been doing this entire time.
Yep.
Fucking fake it and hope they believe me.
Okay.
I drop my hands as I'm looking right at the sky still.
Yep.
And I go, oh no.
Okay.
Do they like dramatically, so they turn towards me?
Murder. Here's a difficulty 0 check. Roll your social check, which is essentially what would be performance in 5e, to get them to care about what you just said. Now look at your. What's wrong?
That is just my presence die, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the storm is upset with you guys asking me to beckon it for such a foolish matter. If I were a betting man, I would put us at approximately 15.4 seconds before we're obliterated by it.
That's an oddly specific amount of time.
I'm a shaman.
You notice a second arc of electricity dance across the flamethrower.
Oh, what? Looks like we have even less time. Well, you guys deal with this because you wanted your proof. I'm washing my hands of you. Good day. And I start to shuffle towards the building.
Good day to you, sir.
I said good day.
Murder, roll a coercion check.
Oh, fucking leave me alone.
I'll give you a
Look at
blue dice
any-
because I think you're a shaman.
Ooh.
I'm putting it on my end then.
Okay, I'll remember it from my end then.
Oh, this one has difficulty. It's not gonna go well.
It does have difficulty.
Use the last point. We don't care. Oh,
Wait,
never
so we get
mind.
it. Hey.
I really
They're gonna
good
let you
day
walk
them.
away. They're gonna start
I said
investigating a
good day.
lunchbox.
Well, fucking.
They were warned.
Never.
We run in. Let's go.
Yeah, we're running.
I'm
Yeah.
just doing my best power walk out of there.
Murder, about 7 seconds after you walk away, it explodes.
Oh god. I think that's when I
go,
start
go,
to
go.
power walk faster up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
There is just sand and a fine mist where you were, Murder.
Wait, like I
Oh,
died?
no.
No.
just
You're
gonna-
fine. They are not.
Oh, okay.
On the bright side, they probably didn't feel it.
Yeah.
When the mist settles, there are bits left, so they probably didn't feel it. Okay, go power walking up.
Yep. Up.
You guys make it to the roof. The patients would arrive. You guys would be aware there is a lot of like crossbow bolt looking things sticking out the bottom of the patients. I would describe this as like almost cosmetic damage. Like the ship is not damaged per se, but there's a lot of arrow bolts that have just punctured the armor just enough to stick in.
Right.
You would also
Yeah.
notice as it's arriving, you see someone fall off the side of it. As it slows down to make the turn to kind of like get close enough to the edge. You think there were probably maybe 6 people who were hanging onto it when he took off.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can enter it. There's no immediate threat. If you guys linger, more people might arrive.
No, I think we're good. Let's go.
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, I think your author nail
That's
on the head with
battle.
these people. Just nail on the head.
So assuming you guys all enter, he's gonna take off to about 2 kilometers in the air. Outside of reasonable crossbow
Yeah.
range.
Out of bow range.
Above the storms.
He can. So the storms are much higher than that, but there isn't a storm above you guys right now, as you guys keep not rolling for a storm. He can keep ascending, he just wanted to get out of immediate range before getting more clarification.
So, I guess the question now becomes, are we going back to orbit while we all dig through these books, or what are we doing?
I'd
you
rather
don't-
stay in like low planet orbit.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
clarify, you guys don't want to stay in orbit for too long, because that you guys are still in a nebula, so being up in space does
Right.
affect your ship. Ideally, you're going to be parked somewhere that isn't in a storm on the planet.
Is there another place to park?
Anywhere else.
Well, let's
Yeah,
find a
let's just-
secluded area.
Mm-hmm.
When you say
can we,
secluded, do you
like-
mean
so-
like canyons that no one can see, or do you just mean anywhere on a desert plain?
Is there a ruin nearby that we could like hide in, I guess?
Yeah,
You don't
why
know
don't we
people-
just toss the dice and find one of the abandoned things that we scanned and just be like, it's abandoned building E. Let's go there.
Okay, Emmy, roll a
good to me.
D100 for the random structure you guys are parking near. Cool.
62, middle of the way.
You guys park. Rand will ask how it went.
Probably about the same as how it went for you.
Yeah, I mean, like only 4 people died on our end, so like that's
Wait,
not
people
bad.
died?
No,
No.
No.
not any way we can prove. Anyway,
Subtitles. Grid says yes.
No,
I
no,
am
no.
learning his language.
Yes.
we're
Yeah.
still on where's the bathroom in Dash, not anything else. Like, where's the
Well,
bathroom?
It's
I'd like
also
a
like,
pancake.
where's the bathroom, but also like, hey, what do you think about this socioeconomic problem? Like, you're starting in a really weird direction. Like, yes and no, I haven't been
Yeah.
covered yet.
Grid's not like a trained teacher in Dash, so
Yeah.
he's kind of just talking.
A lot of food names have been learnt.
Yeah,
Mhm.
really, anytime
That's
Grid
fair.
has a craving.
So, with that in mind, you guys have time, in theory. Murder, how's M3 feeling?
Bad.
Do you want to
Bad
expand
but
on that?
accomplished. Like bad but accomplished. He feels his like he felt nerve-wracking panic and had to like power through that. And now he's like in the blowback of that. But he's like, I did a thing today. I don't want to do a thing for the rest of the month.
You guys have the ration, so you guys can
M3's
just park here for a month until M3 is ready to do something.
And no, M3's doing things threshold has been far exceeded.
Yep. You did good.
Okay, so
Okay.
before we go through the books, why don't we have our proper 5-minute break so that I can make coffee?
Okay.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Otherwise, there's going to be 12 rancors here.
Got in the. That was the most roundabout way that still ended with those 4 dying.
Yeah, but it was funny.
Yeah, but to be fair, Murder, like, there were many success states and many failure states, and I think you hit, like, the minimum success state.
You hit the most amusing success state. And that's what counts.
No, the most amusing is that they all start worshipping him as, like, the reflective shaman, and then he has a minion group of 4 crossbowmen forever.
Yeah, like next time, right?
Yeah.
Next group of 4 suspicious crossbowmen. I mean,
at least we didn't incriminate ourselves, I guess. There was not
That's
a
true.
huge firefight in the library.
Speak for yourself, man.
Well, you're right. I don't know who incriminated who.
No, I mean, like, they're a bit dirty on Ran and your ship, but not on the library thing.
Oh, yeah. They were not a fan of the ship.
no, they were not. Odd. Because, like, usually the ship's the thing that people find the least offensive about us.
True.
Well, like they had to pick between the ship and improvised explosives today.
That's true. Those are our 2 options.
By the
Would
way,
you
I'm
like
not
a
sad to have gotten rid of that flamethrower. I was like, I'm never going to use this, but I got to use this in this one scenario.
Yeah, probably the most effective it ever would have been. It's like, never gonna use it. We do need to get you some sort of weapon.
Oh, no, he
Yeah,
has
you can
his
use my
starter
pistol for
weapon that I keep forgetting about. It just didn't have stun. It's those, like, it's the Octopus Man rifle that looks kind of like a spear. Like, that's what he uses.
Oh, yeah. Like, I suppose we could invest in just, like, a stun blaster for you for whenever the morals start to happen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever anyone catches a case of the morals.
Or just a big stick, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I want to throw a
No.
wild idea at you, Murder.
Okay.
Crossbow. Not
There
like
are
a
enough
Wookiee
of them.
bowcaster, like
They
a
exist.
D&D heavy crossbow.
I don't think that fixes my, like, no stun setting problem.
It
Unless I
actually
have
does,
arrows
because
with,
you can
like-
get special ammunitions per crossbows and bows in Star Wars, so, and some are stun.
I just put, like, I just put boxing gloves on my bolt.
No, you just put, sedative at the end of it, so that you're poisoning people with sleep juice.
That's far less funny, but far more effective.
Okay, well, you can have a boxing glove with a needle inside it.
putting you to sleep in more ways than one.
Alternatively, you could have like a gas grenade attached to the end, so when it hits, it releases gas and puts everyone to sleep.
Yeah. Like, I should invest in something.
Alternatively, you could just say you're a conscientious observer and not have to fight people.
Unfortunately, people want to fight the conscientious observer. It's not like a neutral position you can take.
Yep.
But he's a doctor, not a fighter.
I don't think they have like medical non-combatants in Star Wars. Smudge cameo.
Hello, Smudge.
But yeah, no, I don't think medical non-combatants are really a thing. Unless they are in your setting and you've just never informed us.
Is this a better Smudge cameo? Hang on. 1 second, Smudge. Just be patient, darling. Just be patient. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, hello, Smudge.
There she
She's got
is.
the biggest green eyes.
Yep.
And is looking at anything but the camera. Okay, there she looks evil. I will kill you all.
She does tend to glare. It's very funny.
Smudge is not amused.
Smudge wants to eat my Doritos, which is why she walked onto my desk.
Ah.
Yeah, I learnt
That makes
the
sense.
other day, Smudge is really into potato chips. Not like packet potato chips, but like warm like Bain Marie potato chips.
What?
Yeah, like I was trying, like I had takeaway the other day, and Smudge kept trying to steal my the
Fries?
sauce. Well, if you're an American, yes, that's what you call it in Freedom Land. Yeah.
What do they call it in Canada, Emmy?
Fries.
No, what do you call?
French fries, les frites. That's what we call it.
Des frites. Des frites.
What do you call a fried potato chip that you'd have with like a
burger.
Fried
If you're a-
potatoes.
fried potato?
He's asking, what do you call fries or
It's
chips?
chips.
Chips, I thought was just an English and Australian thing.
It is.
and
Yeah.
and New Zealand, but they call it chops.
What?
They have a really weird accent. They can't do like CH correctly.
So what do they call it where you're from? Which I think is Serbia, which is why I didn't just say it, but I didn't want to be wrong.
Oh, apparently our word for it translates to chips, so that one.
Oh.
There you go. And mud is the least English here, so therefore it's the correct way of saying it.
I don't agree.
Wouldn't that go the other way?
I think so.
Anyway, you guys have a shit ton of books. Tell me what you're doing.
But
I
don't
don't-
Research
actually
party.
read
yeah, I don't suppose there's like a translator on the ship other than M3. He
Oh,
seems like he
no.
needs a minute in the
I-
corner.
Yeah, I vote we just dump all the books in the middle of the lounge area, and then we just all
Yeah.
look through it together.
Start looking for maps. Like
Yeah.
first pass, everyone just like flip for maps and put all
Okay.
the map books in one pile and all the not map books in the other one.
If it looks like super detailed, small font with no pictures, just throw it to the side. We can't use it.
Yeah,
Well,
it doesn't matter.
The nerd coming out in
Yeah.
Siren like, hello, Smudge.
I see Dumak and Ben like bodily
Yeah.
throwing
Yeah,
books
no.
over their shoulders.
No.
Like,
But just
No.
you
Not
can't
this
just
one.
put it. You
Useless.
just put it down gently. I'm just
Use-
saying.
If I gotta go through these
Ben,
books, I
like-
gotta make it fun.
Ben will like go to toss one over her shoulder and then like kind of just like gently let it go behind her back. When you say gently, I'm like, oh, sorry. Oops.
So,
Yes.
these books are thousands of years old.
No, don't throw them at all.
So I mean,
Acid dust upon
I'm
throw.
really careful with them.
I mean, anything that
That's for Steven's
isn't like
request.
methodical, soft handling is just destroying these fuckers. Like, so
Please.
I get okay. So when the first one goes poof, Dumak and I would probably be like, "Ah, beans."
it was fucking funny when it happened, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't regret it, but
The first one we like flip through and good chucks and it just like poof in the distance. It's like, ooh.
Like, you pick it
Well,
up and start
Siren is
flipping
like,
through, and the book just separates the moment you start flipping
Yeah.
through.
well, it had a good run.
Did it?
I think so. It lasted longer than any of us will.
Oh.
There you go. That's true.
Anyway, we're cute. I guess we're looking for maps.
Yep.
Okay.
Can I do the force thing again? Like, guide me.
Like, I'd like you to
I'll
buy the
guide you.
power before you use it, but sure.
Excuse me.
Why did it do that?
Because I have difficulty on my end.
Oh. Well, I rolled really well.
Yeah. Emmy, roll a force check as well.
Hey, Smudge.
What was your gut telling you?
Telling you, those enchiladas not sitting well.
Ah, shit. I need to go to the bathroom, guys. 1 second.
Causing this whole book party shit.
So, murder.
Yeah.
Good job from earlier. So Angel, as you're looking through the books, you can. There isn't like a map with pictures book. Because they didn't record the information that way. There is a book with a lot of writing in it that you have a good feeling about.
M3, would you do me the grandest of favors?
Okay.
Could you translate this?
You
On-
see him set down a book into like the 3 piles that he's organized. They're just alphabetical piles, like one's A, one's B, one's C. And he reaches out for yours. He's like, "Ah, this is G."
So, murder.
Well, I'll give it a look. Yeah.
First off, the book you were on, just based on the sort of campaign we're running, I guess, Murder, you find like the steamiest smart book you've ever seen.
Are you serious?
Tell us I did it.
Come on, I rolled.
No, not the book you gave him, the one he was just reading.
Okay.
So Murder, you
The
can feel
letter
free to
C
share
is
that.
quite spicy.
Like you can share that, or you can give that to yourself. But the C pile is definitely the spicier pile.
I'm not gonna lie. The smut book that takes place in the Jedi Temple and like gives details of like surrounding areas is pretty great to me. I mean,
Yeah.
this gives details of locations.
Like, it's written so well, you're like, oh, you could probably use the landmarks in that book to look at it's fine.
Right? Yeah.
But Murder, you have like the Atlas book. There are no maps,
Okay.
but it does describe areas in a level of detail that you don't necessarily appreciate.
Like,
It
Okay.
gives you factual distances between things measured in a system of measurement you don't quite understand, but like so it's like, there's this area in the mountain range and it's exactly this big. You can find this area because this is the only mountain range that has this square footage.
and like the actual temple that we're looking for,
It's
it's
gonna-
like detailed
like-
here.
You think it's the right book, it might take you a little while to read through it because it's like that thick.
Okay. Well, this is probably the one, but like it has just a lot of directions and clear landmarks and everything, but it's gonna take me a bit to find the specifics of what we're looking for.
So essentially, what that
Okay.
means for you guys, if you want to take a short rest, and by that I mean if you're interested, roll cool or discipline to recover strain. Cat, roll
I'll
cool
do
or
it.
discipline to recover strain. Motor, you can also do it
welcome back.
because you can just be plugged into a PowerPoint while reading.
I don't have strain.
Well,
I don't have
Cat,
strain either.
strain yourself, then roll.
Okay, I fixed it.
Does that recover 2 strain then?
Sorry?
Does that recover
Yes.
2 strain?
Yeah. Yeah, that is correct. Okay.
Okay, cool.
You alright, Smudge? Yeah, you're alright.
Are you feeling better, Dumark?
A bit. Yeah.
More important question, Dumok, are you on the bottle right now?
um. Yeah, it's been a day. Yeah.
Okay. Do you wanna hang on? Let me roll a resilience check. There's no difficulty. This is just to see where you are on the tipsy to hammered spectrum.
Sure. Sounds good. One moment. Resilience. Pretty good.
Hi, Smudge.
Not
How many
Spudge.
cats do you have?
More than I feel willing to say.
I know of at least 3.
There's at least 3.
4, right?
Is it 4?
Who knows, right?
It's not a bad thing. I was just curious.
Well, it depends on what side of the law you're on.
Dude, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Get away from there. No, this
Okay, I'm away.
Uber.
And there's no need for name calling. Anyway, Meta, they don't say like word Jedi Temple or anything like that, but they do refer to 3 different shaman places of power.
Okay. So after we all gathered around, after M3's had a moment with the book, so that I could gather, there's 3 extremely detailed directions to like 3 like places of power that they've considered shamanistic in nature. Could be any of them. But it's not a whole planet to look through. That's an upside.
Right.
Also,
Meta,
there might be shamans there.
Meta, roll me a D100.
Sure.
So, is any of them like one's a tower, one's like a building, and another's like a holy site near the ocean? It's like because that we might be able to narrow it down that way too.
You assume there are oceans on this world.
I assume there's water.
You assume
I guess-
a lot.
I guess, yeah, like mixing and matching the description I was given from Sirit and what I've been given from the Atlas, like which one of them seems the most plausible?
Well, so I'll say just for reference, one of the 3 locations was the place you just left.
Well, that sounds good.
Not that one.
Oh,
I don't think it's that one.
Not like the
probably-
library or the landing place, but just that settlement had one of them.
and we didn't see anything that looked Jedi Temple-ish, did we?
Not as far as you're determined is a Jedi temple on site.
Okay.
Now, on the other 2 sites, let me just get it in front of me. Okay. So one of them is... oh, did I click the wrong button? I may have clicked the wrong button. One moment. Here we go. One of them is in a giant valley somewhere, like like Grand Canyon sized. Well, I guess canyon, not valley. But at the very base of that, apparently there was a giant site of power. There are apparently large hooded statues made of stone, kind of lining the walls of the valley. The other location is something that you would, if I'd describe it, it looks a bit like, like a Mayan temple. Like one of those pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
I had to guess. The valley with the statues sounds Jedi-ish. Right? Am I off?
I don't know.
No idea.
Unfortunately, you're the subject matter expert, so...
Well, he did have a hood. A brown hood. I don't know. He was the only Jedi I knew, and we didn't really socialize for obvious reasons.
I mean, it sounds mysterious and cumbersome. So yeah, it's probably Jedi.
That would check out.
Okay, yeah, let's try the robes, guys.
If not, there's some freaky storm monks, and then we'll just deal with that.
That's fair. So, just want to lock that in before I start narrating. You guys want to go for the canyon, not the Aztec pyramid.
Is there any hint about which one is the right one from my original book?
Yeah.
They
Like
would
language
not be.
clues, like
They would not be described differently in the book. So as far as the book is concerned, they are one and the same. Whether or not that is correct, that's kind of in the eye of the beholder.
Okay. I mean, the
Give it a
robe
shot.
seemed the way to go.
Yeah, we'll try that. Dumox says it a lot more dismissively than I do. So yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So, based on the descriptions on the atlas, that is on a different hemisphere than you. But luckily, you guys have a spaceship, so that's only a 4-hour flight.
So it's less road trip and more transit.
Yeah. So my question is, you guys have 4 hours. What do you want to do?
Cry.
Okay.
Try to start learning this language because I want to read this book.
Now, Talon raised an interesting point. Where do you want to nap? Like, is it like, Emmy, is this like, couch napping? Are you like napping in the
couch
cockpit?
napping.
Okay, couch napping.
I think.
Because everyone
looks
looks for books.
Is Talon a snorer?
Okay.
I could roll for that. I don't think
Yeah.
so, but
Yeah, roll me a
she
D100.
wouldn't know.
Let's see how much of a snorer Talon is or isn't. Talon is like the loudest. Like, you hear it through the airtight walls all the time. You guys
I'm really glad.
You guys
Go.
assumed for a while that there was something wrong with the filtration or something in the ship. As like you guys walk down the corridor, you just hear like an intake backfiring or something. But that's just Talon, turns out.
Jeez.
That lung capacity of hers is no joke. But yeah, so it's. I'm sorry, Amy. Talon has loud odd man snoring.
that's fine.
Okay, so everyone continue
forgive you.
around Talon snoring.
Okay.
I'm suddenly glad I'm like 3 rooms down from her.
It doesn't help that much.
It helps a little.
I think Dumac retires to his room for a bit to ponder things and give his head a rest.
Okay. Kat?
We're done with books, yeah?
Yeah? Unless you want to do some paper mache.
No, they kind of crumble too fast for effective paper mache. It'd just be mush at that point. Okay. Like, if no one needs help with anything, then Ben's also gonna go take a nap. It's been a long day.
Murder?
Probably just go to engineering, like, give himself a shine again, and just chillax, think things over.
Greed will silently watch you.
Okay.
Of course you will.
Like, he's probably just like fiddling with like the recording of the guy.
Mm-hmm. Greed is silently standing in the doorway.
Like, he could come in.
No, he's fine from here.
Okay, cool.
Okay, let me just make sure I've got my ducky in a line, and then we will proceed. It is this one. Cool, got in one. Okay. So it's a bit of a flight, but it's not a ridiculously long endeavor. It's a bit hard to land in the valley because, let me just get back to the right page. The valley is a little bit, well, I'll put it this way. I'll put the art up, and then I think it'll make sense why it's a bit hard to land in the valley. So here's the valley. It's loading. It'll take a moment. It's a little bit hot to park in the valley.
Oh.
Jesus.
So. So you're probably fine to get in there, but the terrain is not flat enough that it can be easily landed in.
Right.
If you want, he can just Rand can just say fuck it and just make a landing pad with the guns. But that might defeat the purpose of a temple crawl.
No, I don't think we want to do that. I think we can just get close enough to have him drop us off.
And then you can park at the top.
Alternatively,
right?
He could park near the top and you guys could take the shuttle down.
That's not a bad idea either.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I like
if
that
you guys,
plan, actually.
If you guys want to be really cool, you could just base jump.
No.
No, you don't. Or you also don't want to like rappel from the ship.
I'm very good on that.
Not your opinion on rappelling?
Cool,
It's pretty cool, but I don't think we're going with that plan.
Would any of the other PCs you've ever run be willing to do that?
Probably fucking all of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Who wants to do the piloting trick to land if you're using the shuttle?
Before we go, M3 will ask if he's absolutely positively needed down there.
Well, we might need you to translate.
Don't know
Yeah,
who's down
Sweet
there.
Pea, you're still the only one who knows the language.
So yeah.
I understand if you don't want to go.
Fuck up, kiddo. You can do it.
Okay.
Tyrion is trying to be nice, but really hoping that somebody else will bully you into it.
I will if needed, but hopefully that doesn't come to that.
And is actively bullying you into it.
Like, he'll let this one slide, and the other attempts, but he'll be sad about it.
No, come on, bud. I'll hack more gas stations for you.
Yeah.
Why was he hacking a gas station?
For fun and profit. It's fine. Let's go.
Fun and profit.
I can handle one thing at a time. This sounds good. We'll do that. I'm not gonna worry about what they're doing.
Okay. So, I'll ask again, who's doing the piloting trick to land a shuttle?
That would be...
It would be piloting planetary.
Yeah.
No, it's pilot space. It's a spaceship. It's not a car.
Oh, okay.
Pilot planetary
So
is
it's not
jetpacks, hovercraft, and like airplanes and stuff.
speeder.
Pilot space is anything that can go into space.
Gotcha.
Oh.
I have a yellow 2 greens.
I have a
And
yellow, 1 green, and I think a force die.
Yeah.
I have 3 greens in both. So if you have a yellow, 2 greens, you're probably the best off.
No, if Emmy has a force dice, that very much changes the equation because those are very useful.
Okay.
That's an automatic
no,
success.
Really?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
so
if
that's
she rolls,
bullshit.
dark side, you know, she might not take that automatic success, but it's an option whether or not she
I
uses it.
see. Okay.
Yeah. Like,
And also
no
the
matter what else
D12s.
happens on the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts. I mean, yeah, Talon, if you want it, go for it. If not, I'll do it.
Sure. Should I? I'm just nervous that I'm gonna fuck it up.
We can
This
give you
is
blue
a-
dice.
This is a 2 purple paladin check.
Okay.
Does that help
Yeah.
or make it worse?
No, it's fine. Do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll watch
Gimok
from
can
the side here.
assist her, so
Yeah.
we'll give blue dice.
Like in my experience, backseat driving doesn't help, but sure, I'll give you a blue dice.
That's
Okay.
why I'll be shotgun, you know. I mean,
Yeah. It's like I'm just doing what Timor.
Return fire.
Timor!
Timor, what's up with that? Why are you being rude?
I need to get you guys some more, okay?
Yikes. Okay.
Did you use 2?
I used 1.
No. He's
Just the
Okay.
one.
I would love to be able to use 2.
Yeah, there's only like one Jedi subclass that can use 2.
That's still a success, gang.
Good
Oh,
job.
fuck,
Job.
we're cutting it close.
Jesus Christ, that green died doing all the work.
Okay, so
Wow.
I want to note that a lot of this is just very nervous piloting. So what you're getting is free strain, right? But
Okay,
what's
yeah.
generating that is, first off, when you try to leave, it's not in gear. Secondly, you get it in gear, it's in park. You get it off park, it's now in gear, you're still attached to the ship. So we have about...
I'm just gonna.
Oh, yeah?
No, I'm just gonna give myself 3 strain too.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. So there's a few starting problems, followed by when you're flying, it's like watching someone like bunny hop a cart because they can't change gears that well. You don't think you're bad at piloting, you just don't know how to use this specific the configuration of this shuttle yet. The whole time you're flying, the landing gear is out. So the last piece of strain is when you guys are going to land, you put the landing gear away thinking you're bringing it out. And you kind of just land on the belly of the ship instead of on its legs. But aside from that, everything's fine, Emmy.
I did it, guys. I've learned so
Nice.
much.
Oh, Emmy,
Good job.
you didn't add your force rating there.
Oh. Should I just roll that?
Yeah, just roll 1 force dice. Cool. Okay, so you could have had an additional success or 1 less failure, 1 less threat.
Probably one
If-
less threat, right?
Yep, that
If I already
brings the ship
succeed?
strain down from 3 to 2.
And
Yay.
M3s.
No, M3 can keep the 3.
Yeah, no, I'm 3. I'm 3 still at 3.
Okay, you guys have landed. It's only a 10-minute walk to what looks like the ruins. Yes?
Is there like a clear entryway?
There's something that looks like an archway.
Okay. I go in. Pull out my flashlight, which I have. Or the lore equivalent of a flashlight.
It's called a glow rod, Angel.
I have a glow rod.
Nice.
I
I'll
apologize.
follow.
I couldn't resist using the correct vernacular.
I'll follow cautiously.
Would scanner goggles be used? Is that an inside thing, or is that an outside
Yeah,
thing?
you can
or
wear
is
them
it
inside.
both?
That they remove darkness, so you get night vision when you wear them.
Okay, sweet. I'll take those out.
I
Okay.
can see in the dark.
Yeah,
I
you
can.
are
I'm
a
a
weird
chess.
blue creature.
Way to phrase that.
Oh, are you guys bringing Crid with you, or is he staying on the ship?
Crid should come, right?
What do you want to do, Crid?
I
Crid.
don't really want to leave the thing unattended.
So what Crid wants to do is he wants to lay on the sand in the sun for an hour.
He can just do
Yeah,
that near the
what-
ship,
Near
right?
the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that like next to the ship and it'll be cool.
So not the shuttle, not the ship we've ran on it, though.
Yeah,
right?
the shuttle, sorry.
Okay. So what Crid's going to do is he's going to strip down to his lizardy bits and he's just going to lay on the sand.
Fair enough.
Today is Crid's favourite day.
We're having a like we're enriching Siren or whatever. This is really a Crid enrichment day.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking Crid for a walk. He's having fun.
Crid does that thing when he kind of like gets on his belly and like moves around the circle to kind of flatten the sand.
Yep. Because he
Yeah.
is in fact simply just a lizard at this point.
He is finally in his element.
Yep. Okay. He's also gonna have some of his bees. So, looking into the archway, you see half a stairwell, also half a hole. So you'll get to a point which you will have to use rope or an equivalent to descend, or just say Leroy Jenkins and jump.
Let's get some rope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we need to be able to get back up.
Well, you know, if you had 4 sleep, that wouldn't be an issue.
I won't have that for a long time.
Well,
I may
that's
never.
a choice.
Don't ever plan to have that.
Emmy is like 10 XP away from having it, I think. Because I think it's an enhanced, so technically Emmy is always 10 XP away from having force jump.
One day.
Yeah.
That's true.
Now, does anyone have rope?
Hold on.
I think so.
Perhaps.
I buy rope in every system we run.
That's a
No.
no from me.
Ironically, this is probably the only character meta's run this system that hasn't had rope.
I don't think I have rope.
No, I don't either. Wow. No rope.
Maybe we should use one of those force points to have rope.
That's not how that works.
Well, no.
Yeah, it
He
is.
means the Destiny does.
I
not
mean the system. I mean, the out of game. Maybe we should use the system to have rope.
Yeah, it's probably worth it at this point.
Do you legit, like, not even in the cargo hold? You don't have rope in there?
Yeah, hold on. I'll dig through that.
Because I could have sworn I've given you enough shit that you probably have rope at this point.
Or
Nope.
maybe you just assumed we did and never gave us rope.
No, I have a whole ass speeder in here. I don't have
Not a whole ass speeder.
Yeah, like a whole ass speeder. Not even
Oh,
a
no.
half-assed one. Well, okay, we have a box of thief shit.
You also have
Um,
2 speeders.
Yeah, we do have 2 speeders, but I don't know what the other one was, so I can only hyperlink one of them. I'm assuming the box of shit we stole from the thief might have thief stuff in it.
That was more
Rope?
corporate espionage and not like.
Oh. We also
Mission
gave that
Impossible.
back. I'm deleting that.
So, with that in mind, you can spend a Destiny point, or you guys can just be okay with having to make a 4 purples athletics check to climb up and down.
No. We're
Yeah,
not doing
no,
that.
we're gonna have to spend that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's spend that or just not do the adventure.
Alternatively,
Yeah.
you can just push M3 down, and then everyone's obligated to go on the adventure.
No. That's mean.
That's true. It's also
on.
that, but it's true first. But yeah, we'll.
Like, I'm just
destiny
saying
our
that's a
way
very
into-
Han Solo way of like, oh no, how do we proceed? Pushes the droid forwards.
We descend.
Mean.
Rope.
Okay,
Descend.
you now
Yeah.
have rope. What are you tied to?
What is
Mm.
a what tell me where a sturdy pillar that does not look like it's about to fall over. Looks like it can handle a lot of weight.
Well, Creed isn't here, but
He
He's
is
not
the
a
rock of our
pillar.
party. No, he is. He's the
he's
pillar
a-
of our party.
yeah, he's a pillar of the community here. But there are some stone pillars. You don't know necessarily if they're all 100% like, hey, I'm not ever gonna break if you pull on me. But well, they look sturdy. They're stone. Like, how heavy can the party be?
I mean, we might just have to go one at a time, but that's fine.
Like the heaviest
Hey
of you
guys,
would be
I'm a
M3.
fucking moron. I have a grappling hook on my gun. I knew I had rope.
Is that gonna work for everybody?
Like, no, but it's a retractable grappling gun. So if we just fucking go down there, I can grapple us back up eventually. But like, let's set up the rope thing. The grapple can be a
Backup plan.
worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
I knew I had
who is
to get
mounting
into
the
rope
rope?
somewhere. What would that be?
That would
survival?
be a survival check.
So probably Talon.
Emmy?
Yeah, I can do it.
Talon, and we can help her. I've got 3 green into it, so. No.
Hammer?
Why are you like this?
I'm trying to
Please
give
leave
you
me.
light side dice.
No, that's also, it's funny.
Two directed at me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Next
God.
time Murder does a check that I think is funny, I'll do one against him.
Nice.
Do I
The
have
humor's
someone
gotta be
helping me?
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
aid.
no, I have 3 green in it. I can help you.
Okay. Well,
It's an Ixnay. Slips
I
right
think
off.
that's holding, guys.
Okay. You tie the rope. I'll sit on that for a bit. It looks like it's sturdy. You pull it doesn't come off.
seems okay, gang.
Solid bet.
Who's going first?
I mean, I don't mind.
I
I'll
tied
go
it, so I'll
first.
go first. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Why don't I go and I can test it with the grappling hook too?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna go down it, but like be ready. Because I watched Talon tie this knot and it's none of the boat knots that I know. But Talon probably knows more than me, so she's willing to
it
give
looks
it a try.
like they're not used on shoelaces. Like he's got the bunny ears.
No one touched the ears.
So Kat, you start descending with a rope. Do you have a light source?
Would you like to borrow my light
Glow
stick?
rod? No, glow
That-
rod.
Glow rod.
Yeah, sure.
I will hand you my glow rod.
Actually, no, just shine it down. I've got no free hands because I've got a
Okay.
gun in one hand, rope in the other. Yeah, just like
Do you want my
spotlight
goggles
me or
for
whatever.
now?
What are your goggles?
My night vision goggles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those. Yeah,
That'll
sure.
work.
Okay, Kat, can I have an athletics check to descend the rope?
Sure. Let's not. I'm gonna fall on my ass. I didn't fall on my ass,
Nice job.
guys.
It's also very hard to land on your ass. Like, you know, normally you hit the ground.
Yeah. That's true. Ben's got
Fuck off,
skills. She could do
Atlas.
it. She could do it. I believe in her. But yeah, no. I don't fucking beef it.
So, Kat, you descend probably about 200 feet as the hole kind of goes through multiple rooms on the way down until it gets into like a large antechamber at the bottom. You think something significant hit this or went up at some point to make this clear kind of hole going through all the floors. But it looks old and shit down here. That's what she's looking for, right?
Okay. Yeah, no, that is Ben's first thought. It's like, well, it's old, kind of stinky, pretty gross. Feels like what Siren described is what she was looking for. Okay. So yeah.
There's
Ben
like
will
old
come back up and
writing on
give it-
like pillars and writing and stuff. Oh, Kat, if you're going back up, I need another athletics check.
No, she's gonna calm. She's gonna calm up to everyone
Okay.
and be like, "Okay, it's like 200 down. Just don't touch anything on the way down. One at a time, please. Hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times."
Copy that.
Who's going next?
I
It's a
will go.
fall. Like, it's a capital F
will.
fall, guys. So be
Okay.
I can go
careful.
last just in case the rope goes at one point. I can maybe grab it because I'm slightly strong.
If you want, I can sit here and be ready to hold it if you want. I'm
Whatever you
pretty-
prefer, do Mark.
either or. I
Okay.
got two yellow. Two yellow and a green.
Angel, you'll make it to the bottom, but you'll take 3 strain doing so.
Okay. It's better than I thought what was about to happen to me. Not
You
gonna
had
lie.
to fail a little bit more than you failed to become Sarah on the pancake.
Basically, she gets to like the last 5 feet and then just falls off and lands on her butt, going, "Oh, ow! How do you all do this for fun? Or just you made it look easy. You were doing it with one hand. How?"
I'm a professional.
Mandalorian secrets.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Mando secrets. Sorry.
The Mando rope grip. you
All
know.
right, then keep your secrets.
Okay, whoever's next, do their athletics check.
M3, do I go next?
Okay.
Like, yeah, if you're looking at him, like, you should.
After you.
Alright. Ah, shit.
Murder. 3 strain.
Yep.
I want to note the advantages have been accounted for in that it would have been 5 strain if you didn't have 2 advantages.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Murder, you find it's not that it's too hard for you to do, it's just so stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do Mark.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Sure.
I
How
don't
do we do that?
turn on my camera.
Okay.
Give me 2.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
I mean, you guys could roll a d3.
No.
No, this is better.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Sorry, I don't have my good camera. I look
That's
bad.
alright.
You do not.
Oh, you look better than Murder always.
On 3 or after?
On 3.
On.
Okay. Ready? Oh, this is gonna be hard. Okay.
Okay. Start.
Just go ahead and hold it. Just go and hold it. I'll
Okay.
leave you. Ready?
It's
Oh shit. Okay.
it's okay.
Okay, go again. Emmy, lift your hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Emmy, you go first.
Do you?
This is athletics.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
Emmy,
Oh, good job.
we've no issue you get down there. Like, you do like the fireman slide down the rope, you don't climb it. You just make it down there quickly. Like, you're down in 30 seconds.
Okay, I
Sup,
need to
gang?
understand. How did you do that?
Worked on a mine for most of my childhood, so
Why?
it's family business. Not
Just
really.
like look at Talon like, wait, what?
Wasn't it your cousin that gave us that big ass
I'm
ship?
telling you, my branch of the family, I think, was just really poor. I don't know. I don't really know.
Like, it's not her fault she grew up as a minor.
Oh.
Boo.
Terrible.
Boo.
I like.
Derek's on your side.
I like. Okay.
I enjoyed that. Derek, you're next.
Yep. Now that everyone has gone down, he kind of drops the facade a little bit. It's just like, oh, like looking at the hole a bit. Okay.
Don't worry, it's high enough that you
Yeah.
won't feel it if you fall.
Yep. That's his thought. Here we go.
Free strain.
Okay. That's probably fair. He doesn't like this at all.
Okay, you guys have made it to the bottom of the antechamber. Or antechamber.
Could I possibly snag my goggles back, Ben?
Absolutely, go for it.
Thank you.
All right.
What is around us?
You're in a huge fucking room with giant pillars and like different like tapestries hanging from the top of the pillars. You've got like mosaics on the wall. I would describe the motif as very Force-like. And you've got a bunch of fucking statues everywhere.
Okay, can we be recording this?
Yes,
Just so we
Murder
can-
actually has that internal ability.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Don't tell them that. They'll bring me along to even more dangerous places.
I mean, Murder doesn't have that ability. He doesn't have a thing called recording.
Don't worry, buddy. You're our friend. We're bringing you along because we like you.
Absolutely. I will pull out my rifle and just kind of keep it at the ready because I don't know what's down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Angel, you feel that you're stronger in the Force here. Emmy, you have a good feeling about this place.
Alan's,
what
the
does that
vibes are on
mean
point now.
Vibes are good.
So, ironically, so verges can affect different Force powers. So there's like 4 different Force powers that are boosted here. Ironically, only Emmy has the Force powers that are boosted here.
Damn it. You know, that's fine though. I'm happy for you.
So, Emmy, by the by, when you use Enhance, you treat your Force rating as 1 higher.
Ah, sick. I'm really good at flying spaceships, everybody.
And athletics checks, brawl checks, acrobatics checks.
I forgot about those ones.
Yeah, like it helps you with like 5 different skills. Anyway, there are doorways in many different directions. You're on the heart of a temple. What do you want to do? There's also, you know, you guys can just start stealing shit. You know, there are tapestries, there's statues.
Your call on this. I'm good with
Yeah,
whatever.
let's Siren take it in first, I guess.
Yeah, she's just looking around like, holy Force.
Holy Force. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure she wouldn't say holy God, because that would be weird. Is there any indication of what each hallway leads to?
Well, the one in the
Or each
center is
door.
probably to the library or to the council chambers or to the most important room. The ones to the side are probably tertiary places, just based on how architecture works. And the one behind you is probably the way to the original stairwell that you came through.
Well, let's go to the middle first then. Why not?
Okay. Can I... can I have a vigilance check from everyone?
Well, it's been fun knowing you guys.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Did you do it? No.
Ben's fucking keyed up right now.
Hey, I got a
But
success.
he's just tense, and
Okay.
he's looking around without saying anything.
Cat and Angel, you notice that as you're walking through, 2 of the statues' heads follow you.
Just like how Murder just is like, I hate everything.
I'm very in character. I'm
Follow
tuned in right
us. In
Like,
what
as you guys are
way?
walking past, it's doing...
Okay.
I'm
so
not
this
imagining that, am I?
No, and this is more like than like Mona Lisa eyes. Oh boy.
What is-
Okay. No, you're not imagining that. It's I don't know, Force shit.
Murder, the way they're talking, you get, like, the imposter syndrome. They might be talking about you.
Oh no.
I'd like to go up to one of them that is watching us and see if there's like a name or a placard or something under it.
So, getting closer to the statue, let me get my descriptors in front of me. So, there is no, there's no description. And it's actually, as a side note, generally speaking, depending on, at least depending on how good continuity is at the time, Jedi don't, in Memorial, they don't name heroes. They like they'll make a statue to a Jedi or whatever if someone important has died doing something good, but they'll never like put down a name or whatever because they kind of have a more of a mentality of like, hey, they've died, but they're just part of like the collective whole of past heroes. So every memorial is kind of a memorial to every other one as well. Which is one of the reasons why Jedi they burn their dead, because they don't do graves and stuff. Anyway, so as you approach it, you would notice that not only has it been doing this, but it does this with its head, like it looks down at you.
Well, I'm gonna do a Force sense right quick. I'm not going to use either of them because that sucks.
That's butts. I agree. You would see it turn slightly as like the sand and dust kind of falls off it. You feel like it's getting ready to move.
I'll back up a little bit because I don't want to get stomped on.
Hey, just be happy. Attacks of opportunity are not a thing in this setting.
Okay.
So we could resolve this now, but it's not going to be done in 17 minutes. So I think we're gonna resolve this at the start of next session.
Okay.
Okay.
But the upside is I'm going to give out XP, and in theory, Emmy might have Force Sleep before the next session starts. So 5 for just having a session. 1 additional because Murder killed a bunch of people with an IED.
Good.
1 additional for you guys kind of finding the temple. 1 additional for the encounter at the library. 1 additional for going through the drift. That's at 9. Murder? Missing any?
Not really. No.
Murder, you want to throw 1 more on the pool because otherwise they're going to be at an even number.
Space gas station.
Oh yeah, space gas station. That's 10. You guys are an uneven number again. Good job, Kat.
I'm at an
You're
even number.
welcome.
I'm at 26.
No, I mean like total pool. Oh yeah,
Like,
26. Well, I
it's
mean
not
it's
a
not a
multiple of
divisible.
5.
Yeah, yeah.
Second
not a
Force
5.
dice.
Hey Emmy, what are you getting?
I need my spreadsheet.
So how do I
I'm not sure.
denote
I only have 10.
the second Force dice on my sheet?
Oh, you go to the top of your sheet where it says Force rating, and you say 2
Where?
at the top of your sheet, where you've got your health and all that stuff. At the far right of your screen. So, Emmy, you said you only have 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I can do that. I can do the Force Sleep for that.
Yeah, like Star Wars, FFG. Like, you don't need it, right? But it's pretty fucking
I just think it'd be
cool.
funny.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm just really good at jumping now, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like just having the
Force?
jump
No.
spell always.
Yeah.
The Force? No.
Question.
Talon just doesn't skip leg day.
Answer.
Do I get to keep that extra dice
Okay.
So
in the next session?
You do until you generate a point of conflict. Now I don't think you or Talon did a conflict generating thing today.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we really did much.
So my question is, did any of you murder a kitten when I wasn't looking?
No.
Cat,
No,
bear,
I
rat.
don't think so.
Did they?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
They didn't.